Good morning, Schaumburg. We are back at it again. Combo Breaker Day 2. The time has come to rise and grind yet again. Me and my friend Makoto Fox here will be playing the roles of your alarm clocks. How you doing, man?
I wasn't supposed to be here right now. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna, you know, I love production. I love organization, but I also love seeing people not show up for this stuff in time because you know it happens. Maybe somebody got a little bit sick. Maybe they got stranded somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to be like, yeah, I can do it. I'm here. Whatever. I'll just show up. I got no problem with that.
Listen, one too many shots of Malort, maybe like a cake shake too early in the morning, that'll put you out.
Why are you taking? Why? What? Why is
I'm
Malort?
making up a guy right now.
No, it's the Malort. Like everything else is fine. You should know Malort is not good for you. Not
Of
because
course.
it's alcohol, but because
Yeah,
it's
like your
Malort.
body's response to a poison. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, all the signs are here.
Like you can take like vodka responsibly, all that stuff. You take Malort, you are actively harming yourself, and
You know
your
what you're
friends are responsible for not keeping you safe. Anyway, we got our first set of matches coming up for you all today. It looks like we're gonna have Missing Go versus Frigglesnart.
Frigglesnart is a crazy name to be reading this early. I'm awake now.
Gamer tags will have you learning how to pronounce things in such a way where you cannot be in trouble.
No.
So it's a good exercise. it's good enunciations.
Oh, the Philly local, I see. Getting some secret information here. So they're very familiar with Frigglesnar here on the production side. Looks like we're going right into it, though.
So now I say Batista, typically now that Batista has been, now that she can get her gems hit, she can be counter hit for real. So you don't have to like fake a counter hit. A lot of confirms from Nanase will be a lot more damaging. Like she has more 5C, 2C, 2B. And that doesn't matter. Frigglestart's already lost 70% of his HP.
Yeah,
just
I feel
to
like
zoning.
they've all just been like, yeah, little tiny errant hits. And just like you said, the playing field has been evened, but like you've got to get hit to get counter hits.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got the knockdown, meaty fireball. Oh, you were trying to probably do a flash kick and you didn't get it.
Going for one more knockdown, evened up so quickly, using the CS, gets in. That was a real hedge bet on the 1D there, and Frigglesnart wakes up just in time. Was looking like it was ending so fast. Man, let him going. Oh, a little trade.
That was actually unfortunate. The sword card was a little bit too high, and then the gem explosion didn't get the full confirm, but Frigglestar gets across limit to the other side. Early stair enter to try to win the cycle. Another overhead.
You got to be ready to block those. It's early in the morning. I hope you've gotten your coffee, maybe even a Red Bull. Keep grabbing for the flash kick. Doesn't want to lose on that block again. Willing to bet it all. Frigglestar, though.
Yeah, you can't really try to zone Nanase from full screen if she has meter, because EX sword card is projectile ingulf, so she can just fly her way in.
Yeah. Also having all of the 4-pull available. Obviously not going to matter right at the end of it. Lands another overhead. Going to quickly make this a game up for Frigglesnar. See how quick we can hit that rematch button? Relatively quickly.
You're just, sometimes when you get blasted like that, you just have to think to yourself, that wasn't so bad, whatever.
Yeah. I immediately go next.
That first game was data.
I'll figure it out. It happens to the best of us. Just like that, though, missed out on the Okazemi. Going to give a chance to Missing No here to activate. Looking very similar to that first game. Trying to rely, got so much chip damage from those lasers just on little dash blocks. The instant nature of that beam. So difficult to dash block on reaction. Maybe went for a little tick throw there. Missed out on the dash portion.
Oh, punish that? No, a little bit too far away. 5B didn't reach. So now we're just holding up and getting some mic control going. Frigglestar not ready to anti-air the airborne Batista.
We definitely stand tech in at 10 a.m.
That was a clean TRM attempt. And now we're just back to full screen. Frigglestar looking like the first round of game 1.
Exactly. Ready for the anti-air as well. Only needs one more touch, and there it immediately finds the confirm.
Clean, good stuff.
Had all the resources in the world. Backs off, ready. How do you approach a girl that's holding down back?
Carefully. You don't jump towards her. it's like how you see a woman on the street and you want to talk to her. She has her headphones in. You don't talk to her.
Yeah, you smile, maybe.
You smile, you wave, you just keep it moving. You're like, exactly. I appreciate you.
We got things to do. But set it up. Skedaddle, Skedoodle. We control the neutral. But Missing No manages to squeeze their way out.
So Missing Go has a bunch of meter. They also have the cycle as well. They decided to use it because they thought they would see something red, but Frigglestar just holding down back, but they still have 50% life deficit.
It's a CS2 right at the end of the cycle, giving Frigglestar the resource advantage, but Missing No managing to find the air-to-air into a full confirm. We're going to T-pose on him.
Decides to use the 200 meter. Typically IW combos do like 3,000 minimum, but not when you have a super scalar confirm like that.
Exactly. No whirlpool as well, but Missing No now has a huge opportunity. Yeah.
Decides to shield that. Tried to jump, got hit by Nanase 2B. Reaches pretty far.
Oh, no! I was going to say, trying to find a safe way out, try to find their distance. Manages to clip Frigglesnart on the way in. And we're going one apiece. We love start things off with a clean set. Final game.
It might be one of those days where it's final game, final round continuously. We'll see what happens.
Exploding the gem. Tried to find their, force their way in. You can get rid of the gem, but of course she can explode it first. Batista.
Gets the full confirm here. Manages to barely win the cycle. So now Frigglesnart trying to make sure they don't get hit like that again, but Missing Go gets the gem set up.
Yeah, he's been so consistent on the air-to-air pickups as well. Really maximizing the damage. Just like that.
So now we're back.
Exactly. Oh, no! And was patient enough, too. Like, you chill out. You just see you're going to win the cycle soon. Don't throw too much for them to shield.
Which is a little bit hard to, like, contest with, because normally when you're fighting a zoner, you're kind of just trying to pull your way in.
Exactly.
Oh, now we're back to full screen once again. Frigglesnart doing good dash blocks.
Low on resources, too. No EX Sword Car available. Should get it soon unless they start green shielding, right?
So Missing Go manages to have the cycle. Oh, and they assault over the Nanase 2B, but they don't get the full confirm.
Oh, went for a flash kick just out of range, but luckily made themselves save.
EX, there we go. I think Frigglesnar could have actually did EX DP during this Super Flash, but they didn't recognize the situation quickly enough, and Missing Go takes the set 2-1.
It's a tight window, but yeah, shoutouts to Frigglesnar kind of picking their way up. I believe, yeah, they lost the first game and came back 2-0, right? Yeah. Reactivated, coffee kicking in.
Sometimes, because I know a lot of people kind of forget how certain matchups go.
Yeah.
They're very concerned with trying to get their own game plan started. They're not really trying to say, oh, they're doing like, they're sending out a gem or they're doing full screen lasers. Maybe I should sit back, get the grid cycle more frequently. But they're just like, I want to go in. I don't want to.
I want to hit them.
Yeah, I didn't pay $50. This game was $50. Yeah, but I didn't pay $50 to block. The game's still $50. I don't know if it's on sale. If you're, one of the PC players, you can get it on Steam today. If it's on sale, you're lucky. If not, still it's $50. Not that bad.
It's worth it. It's worth it. But yeah, exactly as you were saying, moving in, trying to play them around with matchup. Because ideally, you get in, you start hitting them. You don't have to play around them. You don't have to pay attention to what they're doing. But especially in a game, Uni, so many good defensive options, so many rewards for like smart blocking, patient play. You can really manage to thread the needle, force them to think about you.
Yes, it's sometimes people say. I think a lot of people think as a beginner and intermediate players that the game is really complex. Defense is really. Not the easiest thing to think about. Like, oh, if I decide to block, I get grid. But if I get grid, I can't attack. Or I lose, I get chipped out. So I constantly am losing on different fronts of the game.
Yeah.
Which is one of those things where you kind of develop aspects of how to fight other people. So sometimes you just full defense and then you take your turn.
Yeah.
Like you could just kind of sit there for a while, get a lot of resources, and then, plan your attack out. But then a lot of people are just like, no, I'm just going to go in. I never have to worry about system mechanics if I'm hitting you,
Exactly. If you're getting hit, especially if your shield broken suddenly, I don't have to be thinking about that anymore. And I saw the Nanase plush come up on the side screen there, so I can anticipate that character probably popping up, unless they're just a fan.
It's a mix-up. Someone is just like, oh, I love this character, doesn't play them in the game at all, and you're like, hey, what's going on there? What are you talking about?
Yeah, just from afar. But listen, honest as it gets, Nanase popping up on the right side too.
Oh, so Nanase Linne, another character. She got buffs from the last patch where she became the fastest character in the game. Her run speed's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
They weakened a lot of her 5C, 2C mix-up, and I just saw that DP and production also was just leaning back.
Production,
like,
I saw you full mouth open.
Run-up DP is... it's a test. It's a test to see if their mental is strong.
Exactly. It's like, how dare you react to me? Make them second guess it later. And of course we have Cavite versus Fever here. Cavite just sounds like you need have a fancy toothache.
Fancy? I don't.
Cavite.
It sounds like you have to get root canal. it's like root canal in a different language. I don't want that.
Got a little reset there on the side switch, but dropped out of that combo. Cavite ready to capitalize on it. But dude, Fever presses. Fever does not care.
That looked like a really errant 2A press. The 5B beating out the 2-on-4 Tornado from Nanase. Gets a counter hit, but no confirm afterwards.
Oh my gosh. I don't think there's been like one completed combo so far. But if Cavite manages to finish things off here.
Spy beater.
Yes.
Oh, we don't use spy beater.
We don't spend it. We bring it over. We're going to need it. This Fever dude is running hot.
Oh,
like this Fever dude?
No, don't have a Fever. We don't want a Fever.
No, especially not on day 2. Mask up.
So Fever manages to get a small punish. They chase down Commentate to the corner. Gets another DP extension out of nowhere, but they're
wow. They are making decisions. faster than you can possibly calculate them. Creeping edge out of the corner, gets clipped, but luckily doesn't end up in full combo.
So Kawase manages to get a hit, but they get hit anti-air by 5A. Trying to kind of figure out what Fever's doing here. They're like, wait, this person's pressing a lot of buttons.
Dude, I was going to say, these are scrambled eggs for breakfast. Protein heavy. Ends the combo with the TP again.
It's funny because they got the hit. They actually could have won there if they did a real confirm, but it's okay. They're up, but they're getting hit by Nanase 2B once again.
Yeah, we're keeping the combo short and sweet, just like Lane.
Whew. That delayed whirlwind was kind of scary. Dive hits, doesn't get the confirm after the EX disc.
The side you got hit on, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the thing about Nanase dive after the tornado. Sometimes she'll position herself in such a way where you're not sure which way you're supposed to block. Even though the game has cross protection, you're just out of blocks and you're like, wait a minute, I'm walking forward, I'm getting hit. Why is that happening?
It's disorienting. They're kind of in a blind spot. Catches, missed out on the cross up there. Captain ready to capitalize. Has found a lot of pickups off that counter hit 2C. Challenging at the right time.
Dive, there we go. Yeah, if you're going to mash, you can't usually mash on a normal like that. You have to mash on an invincible reversal or head involved type move.
Yeah, and if your opponent's pressing a lot, you got to lay out those booby traps. You got to find a little opportunity to capitalize on the opportunity. Oh, Captain ready to get off of me.
There we go. It presses 2B on disrespect once again. Not holding buttons to tech. It sometimes be like that, but you know, if they mess up, as long as you're ready to capitalize on it, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. I think they're just trying to find like when you're hitting the opponent, you have to worry. Once again, like we said earlier, you don't have to worry about what they're doing. This guy's running around everywhere. If I can just find the hit, be ready for him to jump at me again, ready to get up in the air. If I can catch him on the way up, I can have a moment of peace. Put the wind on top of him. Speaking of which.
Gets hit by the 5B round start early. Kamate going to push all the way to the corner. Gets it early down. The delayed disc. Fever trying to mash on wake up again. Gets counter hit once more.
Let's see what the option is going to be here if you go for another press. Notice backing off. Nice jump back, actually.
More stacker pressure from Fever. Tries to walk back. Gets caught by 2B. This is coming back.
You got to be ready for it just because it's off screen.
Yeah. If you don't fight against this character a lot, you kind of forget she has a new move, the EX Disc 2-2C.
Yeah.
It goes across the screen, comes back after a little bit. So you have to be cognizant.
Yeah, it forces you. This game has there's a object permanence gap that you have to be aware of.
That's just fighting game players now. they lack object permanence, I swear.
Backing off. Yeah, using the disjoint on that 5B. Try and keep themselves safe. Trying to go for the Jake throw, but Kamate playing it safe as possible, backdashing in neutral, trying to pick up that space.
So gets it down once again.
Next hit could be enough, but Fever finds the right opportunity to fight out, uses the dive kick just to escape the situation in the corner.
Gets the counter hit 5B. If they get the full confirm, they should be able to win the round here. They have 200 meters, they have Warple as well. Don't need any of that, just use the stair ender, and they seal the set 2-0.
Yeah. There's always an opportunity to keep it super simple, keep it to, pop the VO, or CVO, go right into IW. But we're testing the limitations. He was in a pretty comfortable spot there.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth it to do the full confirm if you know you need to do it. So that way, while you're in pools again, you're like, okay, I actually need to do the full confirm to get the win, so I can't really be lazy with my hits here.
Yeah.
It's a skill a lot of players don't have. They try to do very easy, lazy combos, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, I didn't win the round. I might have messed up. So that's for a good tip for you at home. If you're kind of struggling with a lot of situations where you can win the round, but you're not sure what to do, usually as you play real matches, try to have more time for yourself to say, all right, I'll do the whole confirm. I'll learn how to use meter. I'll learn my situational awareness. It's a steady process. Fighting games aren't an overnight type thing. You can't just what was the do you remember those books that we had in like, I don't know about you, but in like
I was gonna say I don't know about but we'll see.
In middle school, there were Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes. Okay, yeah.
There's no Cliff Notes for fighting games, kinda.
You have to kind of make your own, find your own journey. And yeah, like you were saying, like going for the easy combo can be a little habit forming. Like it's nice to not go for the drop, but it'd be nicer maybe being consistent with maximizing, being consistent when you need that extra little 2% of damage. But heading into the next match, we have coming up Spencer and Asylum.
I remember Spencer's. Asylum, I'm not too sure on who they play.
Well, tell me something about Spencer.
If I remember, there might be a Gordo player, but this might be another Spencer.
Gotcha.
Okay. He has when? Since when? Wow. All right. So since starting Uni 2, Spencer also has been playing high, but I do remember them as a Gordo player. Gordo has gotten a nice slew of buffs.
Oh yeah.
In the last patch in February, March. I forgot. It was earlier this year.
Yes.
And a lot of Gore players are like, oh, this feels nice, but they'll still complain about the character, how he needs a 5-frame button, he doesn't anti-air consistently, his option selects are not good, and I'm like, well, there's a hide, so forget everything I just said. You know what?
Yeah, maybe a little more. You were saying all that stuff about, just stick with him. He's got the stuff, command grab. You can really make it work. But, Hyde, a little more of a well-rounded character, especially at the beginning of Uni 2. They're saying when they picked him up, especially at the launch of Uni 2, such a strong character. Still very strong. Maybe got a little tiny slap on the wrist, but still very functional. And Aurier, of course, seeing so much success in Uni 2. So many Auriers yesterday.
A lot of people call her potential woman because it's the joke of, oh, she has all the tools needed to be the best in the game. But it's a lot of this game feels like it's matchup based.
Yes.
Because you still need to be able to fight around your opponent's tools.
Yes.
But Aurier has great pokes. Not when she's getting grid broken by that.
No, you're going to lose out on a couple of them trying to find their way out. Of course, still has the meterless DP, so they do have options to get out of here, but they're all going to be risky, and we tried to up back, it looks like. Spencer going to cash out here.
Gets a fall knockdown. Throw combo does kill. Oh, the 2C trade just not close enough for the 5B. 2C trade.
Tries it again.
Brother, just press 3B. It's fine. He's trying to do the fancy 5B confirm. Just press 3B. They buffed that.
Listen, we just tried to do the more optimal stuff, but maybe there is something to be said about consistency. At least a little scramble like that.
Spencer trying to make space. Has to be careful. Oh, my God. They've managed to grid break Asylum every other time they try to shield on defense.
Yeah, Spencer's been playing really well at just kind of maintaining space, hanging back, and kind of with punishing with movement, finding a moment where Asylum looks like they're hesitating and jumping right off.
So gets the change shift confirmed. Record knockdown. Asylum might DPO wake up. Yeah, there it is. Usually you can
psych it.
It's like if you've watched fighting games for long enough, you can tell when players want to start reversing at a certain part of their life bar, and it comes more when you watch a certain game. And Spencer getting the 6B counter hit confirmed to take game number 1.
Heading into the second game. That was a quick one at the end of it. Gonna have to see what the adaptations are gonna be. Some of the defensive gambles are paying off, but DP not gonna lead to a ton of damage in this game. Okazemi situation also kind of middling. Asylum has been finding some clean whiff punishes in neutral. I just feel like Spencer's not really giving a lot for Asylum to swing on.
They're consistently in high, 5B, 5C, orbiter range to constantly contest. Oh no, you gotta stand up, that's an overhead. Help. Might spend 100 meter. No, it takes the 3.2 knockdown.
Got close to it, gonna escape. Not ready for the punish, but just out of range as well. It's kind of this tale of Spencer this game.
I think Spencer could have did Palebringer chain shift, but they were probably like, oh, I'll just do 660, it's fine. But they managed to get a Pogo counter hit confirmed, and they are 1 round away from advancing.
Yeah. Awesome games done quick, trying to end this set as quick as possible, but Asylum finding their way in with the thrust. Right at round start, it might be a little bit positional advantage for Aurier, trying to maintain in that space, but Spencer consistently finding his mark.
Oh, you flinched, and you tried to shield again. That's the 3rd time. No, it feels so bad. You take an extra 10% damage. Well, now 20% because Spencer has Vorpal Cycle.
Just eating all the assaults, especially when you lose so many universal options. Gonna spend it all? Absolutely.
There you go. Another couple hits. IW, nice and easy. Spencer taking the set 2-0.
Maximization. Spencer running through that match. Very impressive stuff. Like we said, always at a comfortable range, always finding the right options. Every offensive time they tried to clip worked out perfectly.
Yes. Hyde is still one of the stronger characters in the game just because his tool set and his damage output is, pretty...
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's above average, definitely. But it's not something where it needs to be touched anymore because a lot of frame data for him was kind of nerfed. And some of his damage was kind of nerfed, but as you saw there, he still does a good bit of damage every now and then. But that's the caveat of the character. He used to be seen as oh, he's not that great for a while. Then people kind of figured out more of his routes. And now since the start of UD2, everyone's just yeah, he's kind of a menace because especially that 2 force function, that cross chop projectile he has across the screen. It used to be bigger, it used to be faster, it used to do more damage. It used to have a bigger hitbox behind it. They nerfed a lot of that, so now it's just oh, it's just kind of big, which is okay.
It's kind of big, because it's a little slower too, you can advance behind it a little bit more. But, ultimately, Hyde's just playing the same game as everyone else, using the universal mechanics to really make the most of it. Strike throw character got so much off of that. So many grid breaks.
Yes, it's the addition of being able to combo near the corner with throw. You're way more threatening on offense because sometimes when you eat a throw, it's it does 1.7. But because his throw combos, he gets to steal more time on the cycle.
Yes.
So your decision making's now, do I try to tech this throw because I don't want to lose the cycle again versus his character? Because his Vorpal trait, when he has Vorpal, he does more chip damage. So even though, let's say you're blocking a lot more versus him, you're you are eating more damage over time just by blocking.
Yeah. You can't just be sitting and just waiting for the throw forever. You're going to eat like a combo's worth of damage just on block if you're not careful.
Oh, that's Sinner. He's from New York.
Okay.
He plays Nanase. He's also a mint lover. Production saying let's go. He's been getting better over the course of the last years, from the start of the game to now. He's definitely one of the more improved players across North America, just because I've seen him at a lot of, well, I've seen him on net play a lot. He does a lot of the ranking battles that we have across the United States. And then also, he's just been playing in more offline tournaments as well.
Gotcha.
He's kind of learned how his character should function in terms of, oh, I'm going to space you correctly. And then sometimes he's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm slamming this move. I'm going to win. And it works. It works for him because he understands fighting into the fact of sometimes I'm going to do my thing and it doesn't matter what you're going to do to stop me.
Yeah. Especially it sounds like if they're flipping to those styles a lot, keeping your opponent on their toes, not giving them like a consistent thing to look for, knowing like being inconsistent is actually so difficult. Truly random. That takes a creative mind.
So Katamari also playing Batista here. Saw this matchup as the first match of the day. We'll see what changes here.
Yeah, ready for the whiff there. Unfortunate, Sinner Blue dropped some of that pressure.
Steer Ender got punished with the shield. Good awareness from Sinner and gets the counter hit jump B to come through.
Yeah, passing him through, going to be full on cycle, having the meter to spend as well if they want to. Might just use it to make himself safe. Be ready to punish with the EX Sword Car, as we saw earlier. Using the max range of that 5B. Set up advantage for themselves. Saw the green shield, but it's already canceled. And now Katamari's going to have a large upscale value, but that's how you get the ball rolling.
Unfortunately, gets grid broken. Sinner should be able to get the kill here. Yes, we do. Gets the round. Very nice.
Yeah, able to. You know, you get scary when you get grid broken. You're like, this could be the moment where everything falls apart.
But it also means that you have to be diligent because when you're grid broken, you lose a lot of meter gain as well. Your meter gain is severely nerfed, and so like you don't have the chance to try to get meter to reversal for anything. Oh my goodness.
There's also kind of like the bait and the hook kind of thing, where if you're grid broken, your opponent sees that, you might anticipate them overcommitting.
Yes.
Trying to take advantage.
Because you also take 10% more damage when you're grid broken.
Exactly.
So now Sinner back to full screen. Oh
yeah.
He's sending it. Okay.
Yeah, but of course both guys passing like stars in the night sky, but if you have CS, you can cancel out of your recovery faster. Find the advantage just like Sinner Blue showed off.
Woo, thank you. Is he close enough to punish?
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one. Yeah, you would have had to go for the micro dash. Not easy, but we find the follow-up hit no matter what. It was inevitable. It was pre-decided.
Yeah, I guess so, because it felt like he was supposed to do the tornado move first, but he did 2B and whiff, and then he said, you know what, I'm just doing it anyway, I don't care. Like I said earlier. So good stuff. The Sinner Blue takes game number 1.
Now catches out, the empty assault, one of the easiest ways to catch people's stand shielding, quickest thing you can react to in that scenario, but if your opponent is wary of your options, especially a character like Batista cannot usually flash kick unless they already have the charge like ready to react.
Yes. Oh, and Sinner's running the dreaded quadruple overhead gets blocked.
At least quadruple. That might have been a quint. I have no idea, but Sinner hitting the perfect.
So one round away, Sinner projected to get pretty far in his pool, probably to make it out of his pool at winner side. But we'll see what happens later on. Does he get the confirm there? There's a 2-1.
So like we said, just send it.
Yeah. Sometimes when you play fighting games, you have to understand sending it is a skill, and a lot of people don't understand that.
There's bravery in just doing it.
Yes, that's true. There's a chain shift, doesn't see anything red. Sinner now keeping position away. Oh my, stand techer!
Listen, there's something honest about stand teching.
It's a primal fear. I don't want to be thrown, but then that happens. Like again, it happened.
We all evolved from the same creature, man. You know, it was in there somehow. One that served us at some point. That saved us from the dinosaurs or whatever. Listen, I'm not a paleontologist, but
sometimes you have to understand your animal instincts come up. Like I want to tech the throw here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of important to fight those instincts because you have to think, wait, what if they're trying to bait my stand tech here?
Yeah.
Sometimes eating the throw is not bad as long as it's at a certain portion of life on the screen, because the lower on life you get, the more dangerous becomes the stand tech if they bait it, because you eat a full combo instead of just a small throw.
Yeah.
And eating the throw's not that bad sometimes. Come on.
Yeah, it can work out for you. But of course, there's like the also instinct, like you're on stage, you're on stream. They're like, oh my God, why is he teching the throw? What's going on? And we could be sitting here like, man, he's so patient, good defense, he's waiting for his turn, but he's thinking, they're going to think I can't tech.
Yeah.
They're going to think I can't tech.
It is one of those things you kind of have to expect your opponent, like, maybe they won't tech the grab, so I'm just going to throw them. But it's you'll learn as you as we go across the weekend, we'll see more people teching throws and maybe trying to bait them all together once again.
The complicated, the 3 layers of OS, all the defense. But yes, exactly. We're going to be heading into an ad break before our next set. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to Combo Breaker 2025. It is day 2. We're here with Unipools. I'm Fox. I'm joined here today with
Chunk Brixton. How's it going?
Once again, we're not really ready to be here this morning, but sometimes you just gotta, you get the call, you're like, all right, I got this. I'll do it. Just like how we're about to watch our next set of matches coming up here. Oh, we have Yoda.
I was going to say, yeah, previously living. I'm very familiar with him, previously up in Canada for a while.
So Yoda's, I think they've only been to one other? No, they've been to 2 tournaments. One at Climax tonight, and the other one being Slashback.
Oh, you're talking American tournaments. For me, I was like, yeah, I've seen them Gommel, UMAD, that kind of thing. So they've got a little bit of experience.
Okay.
I know they're at UMAD. I think I was at the first UMAD where they played the first Uni tournament that they did, maybe. Wow. But I know they've been grinding the game. They've been a big part of, very active in, the East Canada French Bread server. Going to see what they can represent here in this set.
So Seth is a character that's, I feel like, not played as much outside of Knott's, one of the higher ranked players in the tournament this weekend.
I think they're actually in the pools that we would be commentating
Oh,
now.
nice.
Yeah.
That'd be good to see. Because this character used to be a menace back in the ST days, but he's gotten a little bit weaker compared to the rest of the cast, but he still flies around and hits you with orbs, a lot of movement, a lot of dives, and a lot of mind tricks.
I was going to say, yeah, a little less reward off some of the cheap stuff, like the unblockable, but you're still trying to swat this character out of the air. And when you're playing a character like Pikuya, I was going to decent anti-airs, but you have to kind of try and go for the air-to-air, which would be a little overcommittal when the other character has so many jumps, so many dashes, so many ways to circumnavigate around you.
She just jumped straight up and fell with jump B, and Tito was just like, oh no, I'm trying to press my good 5A button, but it didn't anti-air. It feels bad.
I know KOF when I see it. That was a neutral high.
That's neutral. It's funny because in this game, you don't see a lot of just neutral jumping. You see more of up forward, up back, or salt forward. But neutral jump does have its place in a lot of situations.
Oh yeah, especially if you're just you're trying to bait a particular option, you're at the perfect spacing. Something's usually quite safe. Yonachu right now backing off, had the perfect in the first game. Yeah, operating around all the Tito trying to find a trip guard, but listen, this character's never going to hit the ground. The floor's lava.
Gets out of the mid-screen. Orb's going to come through.
Yeah, just chilling in their web, but yeah, once again, object permanence.
Sometimes, I'm not sure if he tried to win the cycle there to get the kill, but it doesn't matter. 5B comes through to confirm.
Yeah, tried to challenge out of the, thought they had advantage at the creeping edge. I think they were just out of range or whatever button they pressed, and Yonachi able to capitalize.
So, Seth, it's been seen as a lot of Seth players think that the character is not, he's strong, but it feels like his reward for how execution heavy he is not the same as the other top tiers in the game, where some of them are just a lot simpler and they exude more damage for the less amount of work they do.
And maybe a more consistent game plan, an easier to come back on. But listen, when you have the execution down, when you've been practicing the character, if you're a loyalist, you can clearly see that it all comes together in a huge way. When you're Tito shoes, when you're like, where the hell is this character right now? When do I challenge? When's it my turn? You kind of go full deer in headlights.
It is kind of scary. Since there are not a lot of Seth players, gets hit by the force function orb. This does scale a lot, but I think Yona might decide to spend 200 here. Let's see if she decides to do it. She does? Yes? Oh, yes. She spent 300 meter there. That was not why is she flexing at 10:30 in the morning.
That's that Uni too, the meter gain. You got to show it off once in a while. Pull off some custom combos.
Yes, with the advent of Vorpal giving you 25 meter back when you spend 100, as long as you're in Vorpal state, you can kind of get some instances where sometimes you'll get 200 meter when you have 175.
That was so clean from Yuna too, being able to run in, ready to, the dash, see what's going on, ready to challenge for the 5A, picks up from full combo.
Oh, Tito tried to throw, got hit by 2B, not out of it yet. They keep full screen advantage.
Yeah, spends the meter, but not getting a ton for it. If anything, Yonachu got some of that grid advantage to stand Tekker.
So let's see what setup she goes for here. It might just be standard knockdown to orb setup. Spend? No spend.
Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah. Bit on the first layer, tried to escape before it became a problem. But Yonachu keeping it consistent. Even if you eat a reversal there, you're back in neutral, you're figuring things out. No fear.
Yes. So, good stuff to Yona. They're playing on hitbox? I thought they played on pad.
They're constantly evolving.
What? What is...
They're changing it up every time. Because I was going to say, they've grown so much. I haven't seen any. You said they were at Slashback and a couple other brackets.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them since they abandoned us in Canada. But they've been... The level up is insane.
Yes.
Very impressed.
She's gotten way stronger. And I guess hitbox will do that. It gives you less human errors, which is good because you should use the advantages that you're given. Like, hey, I mess up on these things on this peripheral. I'll use a different peripheral to help fix that. So that's the advent of hitbox.
Yeah, and even sometimes just switching things up, like you build a lot of bad habits when you're learning a lot of the time. So even just like being willing to switch up, you might notice some sort of gap. Like, oh, now that I have better knowledge, I have better just like hand-eye coordination when I'm playing these games, I can be a little more consistent. And, there's a lot of leaderless controller vendors here if you're trying to, get that advantage for yourself.
Yeah,
give these people your money, please.
If you're at Combo Breaker for some reason, and you're watching this on stream.
For some reason.
And you're like in your hotel room, come through, pick up some merch. It's really nice. It's great. They do have a booth here. There's a Vitrix booth. And I forgot the other one. I don't think it's Arcade Shock, but I forgot.
Oh, Paradise?
Arcade Paradise.
Yes.
There's 2 beards on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're having a little bit of a beard off. They're going beard for beard right now. Lufo being like, I applied the oil already.
Lufo, another New York native, he's been getting better over, I think since like close to the end of ST. So it's been a couple of years, and he's been a formidable especially phone-on player. His playstyle is very akin to Arcana Heart, if anyone's played that game. It's the floor is lava, you're never going to anti-air me, and I'm just going to be tricky as possible.
Listen, I've seen some photo, right? We run in immediately, you're trying to slow things down to get to zone you. No, I'm rushing you down. I'm dash blocking at you. Actually, cut the blocking entirely.
Ooh, gets grid broken, trying to hold up back with shield. Akatsuki, a character, it's very known for doing a lot of damage with like maybe a couple moves.
Yeah, but typically have to fight their way in. Right now, though, Lufo bringing the, silver platter, bringing the dinner to you. Drops the end of the combo.
Yep, no B-Tatsu ender. Lufo trying to safely get out of the corner. And he still...
Oh, you gotta be ready. You think it's over. She's bouncing. Trampoline. The bottom of the training mode might be padded.
Oh, trying to jump, got hit by 4B there. Should be a good bit of damage from Lufo. Let's see.
Might be enough, yeah.
It's very close.
Sage aim in the building. Opts to not spend it. Just feels like, no, I'll get this next mix-up no matter what. See if it's going to end up biting them. No stand take this time.
Up back EX Fireball, trying to contest a dash up throw maybe.
That was so far.
It was so low to the ground too, so you're not really expecting a big air normal from that distance.
And especially in this matchup specifically, like it's going to be really hard for a character like Akatsuki if you're limited in range to like trip guard Phonon, so you can have a lot of fun just swinging in the air.
So Lufo will get this knockdown. He's close to winning this cycle, but he does have to be careful about wake up EX parry or EX Tatsu trade like that. Wow, I've never seen that trade before.
Yeah, vacuum them in. I thought maybe it was going to be consistent there, but managed it. Wow, that's that charge 6-6B. That's the real wake-up call.
Yes, that is an overhead. So if you're not familiar with Phonon, that move where she hits you twice when she like pirouettes in the air, if she charges it, it is an overhead. So you're not allowed to low shield it. You have to stand up and shield it or stand up and block it.
Yeah. Stand shield, I think you get a punish most of the time, but stand block, I believe, is still her turn. Got to be diligent, but it's a high-risk, high-reward scenario.
Oh, that's the full screen low that she has, 3C. Lufo trying to do his best to be evasive, keep his space in front of him. That went the wrong way.
Listen, but we got back to mid-screen, right? Out of the corner, that's all we need. Stay mobile, never get locked down.
Steer Ender gets knockdown. He's going to push Lufo towards the corner, but he managed to take the grab, but the B-Tatsu is an anti-air of sorts.
Yeah, it's like a more commitment phone on 5B, you know? Phone on 5B with more aura, potentially.
Also more damage.
Yes.
Speaking of damage, where'd that damage come from?
Oh my god, went for the stand tech, but they're so in the air for so long. Didn't end up getting baited, but 8 to follow up either way.
Looks like a last chance here for big boy Fargo.
Ooh!
And I was about to say he hasn't done a reversal yet, so is this a 42-33?
I'm not sure. They adjust the damage.
Yeah,
exactly
I remember.
Down.
It's been a while since I've seen a Akatsuki raw B-Tatsu IW. It's been quite some time. It's usually back with like some meter or some other caveat. So it's nice to see some things don't change.
Yes. Honestly, one of the, we're in the middle of match, but one of my favorite things about French Bread is usually the old routes always work. The old stuff is always staying around, even if there's new optimal stuff. So you can be lazy if you want to. Yeah.
You don't have to be a nerd and be like, I gotta know all my damage routes and stuff like that. You can just do the simple stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, lethal though. So much damage just off a couple touches. Is it a one-touch scenario? The double. Running B, 6-6B, able to cash out here. Go to final round potentially of this set. Lufo looking to take this 2-0 potentially.
Doing a good job of scouting out Fargo's defense. Oh, gets hit by Geyser install.
This is the new phone on. This is the Aldrin back at home.
The install does make all her special moves have more hit stun, block stun, do more damage. Oh my.
That was the like tip range of 60 speed. That's difficult to think about the overhead at that range. But I guess that's the phone on game, but ready with the top two to challenge that airspace.
Yes.
Lupul's been hanging so low in the air.
Tried to throw during the change shift. 60 speed doing its job. What does this confirm? Wait.
That's just crazy. This is optimal as hell unless you drop it. But listen, another Tatsu.
EX Tatsu for Akatsuki is projectile invul, so you use it. He just. All right, brother.
No, screaming about it. He's like, he wouldn't do it again, would he? My personal friend, my beard buddy.
I mean, he's definitely the type of person to just do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing as someone who's played level a lot, he'll do stuff like that, like on wake up, because you're not really expecting, because it's unconventional. It's a running move done on wake up, so it's double digit startup. So you're like, oh, I should be able to press a button on it, but then you double think about what you're gonna press, and he hits you, and you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to happen.
It's like the classic, like getting conditioned, someone playing so crazy, someone playing taking high risks. There's almost like an instinctual, like, I'm just gonna chill the second. I'm ready for punishing it. I'm gonna get it this time, and sometimes you go rock every time.
Well, the thing is, sometimes they throw a bigger rock. So the bigger rock beats the smaller rock.
Yes.
But then you're thinking, isn't that tie? It's like, no, this is fighting games. Bigger rock always beats the other smaller rock. So you have to throw an even bigger rock sometimes. That's how it works. And
sometimes you eat a boulder on your opponent's wake up.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't want to admit that, like, hey, they're not allowed to throw this rock here. It's like, no, you have to stop. You have to throw a bigger rock on top of their rock, or else you're not going to win.
Yeah. You got to anticipate. You got to be ready. You got to stay consistent. You got to not overthink things. But hopefully our friend Fargo finds his way. He's a big boy Fargo. Got to stay large, stay in through losers, have another chance.
Sounds a good losers run. Speaking of runs, we have Wishy versus Tito up next. So Wishy from the Midwest, Tito he's from Philly, if I'm not mistaken. Plays Carmine, the first Carmine we're going to see here today. Carmine, notorious as a evil set play character. He got some buffs that are questionable. His game plan was already good. They made his game plan even better. So maybe they just want Carmine to be good. You never know when developers decide to make characters stronger or weaker.
Yeah. There's like an entertainment factor. Like, it's not always great. Like, if there's characters that can lock you down, it can be maybe a little repetitive. But I feel like Carmine, people love seeing, like, put them in the crystal, the mind prison for 1,000 years, put down the puddles, and what's happening? Yes. He's setting up for it. What's going to happen? Oh no.
And it's terrifying too, because when those bombs go down, the interaction is that as long as he's holding the button down, even if you try to throw him and he like retreats in time, the bomb goes off. Even if you hit him, it still goes off. It doesn't dissipate.
Yeah.
So that's one of the scariest things about fighting him. Do you take the throw into the bomb where he gets into the setup, or do you try to hit him, but it trades in his favor anyway?
In a game with already so many options, it just gives you another layer of things to consider. Quick ways, and of course the Carmine player that used to playing Carmine all the time. You might not be, hopefully, ideally, you're not fighting Carmine every match.
I mean, if you
that might not be a terrible existence.
If you are, it's the what is it? The Sisyphus? Is it the dude who pushes the boulder
Yeah.
up?
It's got to be like that or the 7th or 8th layer of hell, something like that. You're paying for something.
Yeah, you did something wrong in your past life. I don't know what it is, but
you got to own up to it.
You have to fight nothing but Carmines and like. What's another character like? Just Carmine. I think most of the characters in the game are fine.
If you had to pick one,
it'd be Carmine. I would not want to fight nothing but Carmine. So like 1 or 2 is okay. It tests your defense, but you have to have strong mental to fight that character all the time.
The only one I can think of is maybe like CLR Hilda. Forever?
Maybe not. Maybe not forever. No.
Maybe not forever.
Like half my life.
All good things must come to an end. But this match is just getting started.
Wait, why is Wishy playing Linne? What?
I don't know. They're Nanase, eh? Because they had the plush. I saw the Nanase plush. I was going to bring it up and be like, listen, I hope we don't get tricked this time.
Well, the thing is,
Wishy's
been known as a Nanase player since they started playing Under Night.
Got you.
Not even like this version of the game, like Under Night period, but maybe they think Linne is not a stronger character than Nanase, because Linne is a lot stronger in this version. Oh, that's not good. EX command grab.
When you get put in the corner, though, we're all the same, even if the character is stronger. It also could be a matchup thing, potentially. Like Nanase trying to play it more full screen, try to set up advantage. Carmine has great. Couldn't finish things off. Green shield represented, but just ready. The chicken nugget normal. Picking up.
Carmine 5B is another one of the strongest normals he has.
Yes.
Controls a lot of space in front of him. It is a mid, but it's complements it with his 2C that goes really far, that picks up from anywhere on the screen, essentially.
Rolls on top of the puddle. Very daring. The oil spill.
So gonna probably spend 100 meter here for the knockdown. But Tito does have the cycle, so you have to be careful.
Let's see what this Linne's about. He eats the wake-up button. Well, obviously blocks it, but fear of the command throw. Fear of the reversal option's clearly been conditioned in that way.
So Tito manages to get the cross under into the other side. Gonna spend 100 meter. Double bomb setup.
Put him in the crystal. I don't know what gem. That would be a sapphire, maybe?
It can't be valuable because he thinks it's blood, so it's not a precious stone, unfortunately.
It's just goop.
Yeah.
It's just goop.
Oh, that was scary.
Running up. Thought you might have to block it. Yeah, it gets tricky, right? When the wheel's right on top of you, you're not sure, oh, if they run up to me and I need to tech, am I going to eat it? What's going to go on? It's very safe for Carmine to just kind of run up, chill, see what you're going to do, let you hang yourself if you need to.
So this is probably the Nanase pick.
Let the plushie speak to you.
Well,
Think of what's in your lap.
that's supposed to be his main because he's played this character for as long as I can remember. And maybe he thinks that Lene will run past the puddles, get through Carmine.
She's taking the controls.
Oh, that's the actual mind control. She's the one who's playing, not him.
It's like the Pacific Rim or something. You're taking, operating the true pilot right into the center of the Gundam.
So hopefully Wishy feels a little bit better about this matchup now. Because, I feel like he could just slam 214 certain projectiles. Oh.
Unless you get clipped on the way in. I think maybe tried to catch. Maybe they thought Tito was going to try and back off, play a little more defensive, find their space. But Tito ready to challenge, feeling victory just around the corner in one more game.
Uh-oh. Carmine time double overhead, no combo off of it. Wishy might... Oh, I was going to say it might change it, but they try to press 5B to get counter hit, and now they get to not play the game again.
It's going to be difficult, but of course, CS has invincible DP if you can find it, but if there's a wheel on top of you, how much good is it going to do?
There's another bomb down there. Be careful. Oh! Instant overhead setup.
Looking kind of fuzzy, looking like me. I didn't bring a razor.
That setup is evil because it just kind of happens. If you try to crouch too early, because you're in blocks and you crouch and you stand up, you try to stand up, the rising normal, once it hits its peak, does hit you high enough. Oh, my.
Oh! Perfect bait in that scenario, too. Maybe thought that Tito's feeling a little too confident.
Tito has a cycle, so he can try to chain shift. Oh, he gets hit by the 2-1-4.
But at that moment, didn't have the 100 bar. Has it now, tries to fight their way out with the assault. But Wishy holding it down. Oh, eventually. It's so high reward. You get that health back, you get the corner, you get the knockdown, set up, but none of that matters if Wishy finds the right moment.
So it looks like Wishy's going to get the mid-screen knockdown, probably spend 100 meter. No. Tries to catch a tech forward, maybe. But Tito manages to escape. Oh!
Caught them up backing. And yeah, good call on them keeping the meter. That's going to go right into the next round. Unless they spend it now. Maybe Malired. Yep. Immediately.
They saw the situation. They were like, 100 meter might not do it here, and I don't want to let Carmine live.
Exactly. And you're in the corner again. If they go for the C command throw, you end up in the same situation. They could all fall apart.
So now, Wishy looking a lot better now that he switched to Nanase. Oh, Fireball catches the charge jump C attempt from Tito.
Yeah, we're seeing Tito go for a lot of air-to-airs, a lot of advances through the air. I think that Wishy is doing a really good job of adapting, using the very active projectile to kind of cover that space, working on potentially a perfect. We drop the combo, we get a VO. Didn't manage to steal the cycle, but it's going to steal the momentum in a big way.
This might be the last chance Wishy has to play the game unless they get out. Oh, that's an overhead, friend. I'm pretty sure Tito does not remember that's an overhead.
That could have been devastating, too, because the puddle was down. Could have punished.
No, brother just blocked. He probably tried to backdash or something. He was doing so well, and then it kind of just fell apart. Also, production is Tito's their boy. So
I was going to say, this guy is so invested right now.
Yeah, Bryce is over here like, man, why are you getting hit, bro? You have this.
You should know this.
Yeah, come on. You're bringing shame to Philly. Come on, bro.
We'll see if Philly can come back here. It's one apiece. Tito, of course, still has very much a chance, even though there's the momentum maybe on Wishy's side. You just got to find the right hit, the right prank as Carmine.
Gets a counter hit throw there, keeps some momentum. I think Tito kind of realizes, trying to intercept any sort of movement from Wishy, preempting a lot of buttons.
Yeah, and that dash and hit managed to just barely steal the cycle. But Wishy not going to take it lying down. No wheel, I'll just DP. I'm not afraid anymore.
Wishy manages to press a button on that wheel setup. Gets a knockdown. Doesn't do any sort of trickery.
Ooh, the delay on the overhead. It's tricky to deal with. You can forget.
Spin everything?
A little bit of hesitation. No, just goes for the C. Not enough. Yeah, immediately backs off. Does not want to get side switch. Ready to throw it out.
He really did that. That move, the move that he tried to do on EX is not invincible. So he was not paying attention.
You got to keep the trickery to a minimum. You got to know when to use it. But nice, ready to challenge. I don't know. Listen, Wishy, ever since the switch, I don't know what that plushie is full of. Whatever it is, it's stronger stuff.
Well, this is his actual main character, so yeah. I don't know why he went with Lene first. I guess he was being generous and giving a game away to Tito. False insecurity,
So many overheads. Nice blocks. Manages. Got the shield. Ready for the punish. Wanted the back throw. But just out of range. Managed to float backwards. Not ready for the overhead again. This not going to be enough. Definitely if we drop the combo.
Ooh, be careful. Tito in an okay position right now. He has
Vorpal. But in so many interactions, like we saw, trying to jump forward, use that huge charge JC to pick up space, but not really approaching. Was Wishy kind of just using the range to their advantage, not rushing down too hard.
Yes.
And I think I figured out what maybe, you know what, like Build-A-Bear when they put a little heart inside the bear so you know? I think it was like the Game Genie, maybe the action replay, because that...
Well, the thing is, Wishy's been playing Nanase for, again, as long as I can remember, like way back in ST up until now, and he looked a lot more practiced. But then there were some situations where he's more confident to just smash on some situations.
Yeah.
It's like if you play your main character for as long as you do, you know, hey, I'm just gonna press this button. Now you usually win. Maybe if you lose, you just decide to do it again. But if you play like a secondary, you're less confident about whatever action you take because you're not used to those situations.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a little more mental stack on you because you have to think like, oh, this isn't my regular character's B&Bs. This isn't my regular character's abilities to challenge. When you're comfortable, when you're in your own skin, you can like immediately be like, oh, I see what's going on. I see how I can win this. And Wishy pulling it off 2-1.
Yes, I was kind of like, I saw Tito play. I was like, oh, he's playing pretty well during the Linne match, and then during the first Nanase match, there was a couple interactions where he got unlucky. He wasn't really kind of, he was kind of forgetting how Nanase works. Essentially, it's like, oh, if they're at this spacing, they're probably going to press this thing, and he kind of disrespected a couple of times, which is a fighting game. You want to disrespect people, but then it kind of forgot how to block the wake-ups at times. So it's okay. Get him next time.
There's some people, you know, you get uncomfortable, you want to challenge as quick as possible. And yeah, challenging at a lot of ranges that might have been good against Linne, but against a character like Nanase who has so many like good mid-range, extremely fast, high-rewarding options, especially when you have resources, Vorpal.
Oh, and now we have Missing Go, but then we also have Miller 2B, another long-standing member of the Uni community playing Linne for, again, as long as I can remember. A lot of these players have been around for quite some time playing this game. I would say this is probably a legacy game at this point because
like I was saying to friends the other night, he's like, oh yeah, Uni 2's a new game. It's only been out for but it's like, you know, we've been here.
Yeah.
We've been playing Under Night.
Yes.
And Miller GB is someone I'm very familiar with. I think I met them maybe like the first Michigan Masters so much time ago. yeah, it's been a while.
Shout out to Michigan Masters. Oh man.
Man, is Jay here?
Yeah, he should be here, yes.
I hope so. He should be here. I don't know if he is, but he absolutely should be. But getting into the match now, using that creeping edge to sneak out of the corner. Listen, that's the new game right there.
Yes, the roll, if you interact with a button or a button, a projectile, you get to roll, you get some grid for it, but you are in a state where you can be thrown during the whole time if you don't interact with anything. And if you also roll through nothing, you lose a bunch of grid for it too, so you have to be careful.
Stand tech is shown. Miller GB, he's going to download that. Got to see how that's going to be treated later. Has advantage. Wow, 5C.
Miller doing a good job of keeping space. Oh, but he kept shielding, so he got thrown.
Yeah, immediately lost the cycle.
5CC confirmed. That actually does a lot for what that was.
Yeah. Even had like more resources too. Could have cashed out, but listen, we're gonna save for the next interaction. So far, finding like absolute these like options at the very tip of ranges. Great awareness on the amount of resources you have. Missing no, it was looking a little sketchy at the beginning, but locks in.
So I was actually, oh my god, I don't think they wanted that beam throw, but it's okay. Miller recognized the situation, decided to mash, gets a full confirm, gonna get a knockdown towards the corner.
Yeah, spend the meter just for the hard knockdown. What's it gonna be? The pressure of this character. Yeah, immediately we're talking about. Saw the stand tech earlier, said, oh, if you don't have charge, maybe that's what you're up to.
Spends 100 meter, gets 25 back because of Vorpal. Mashing 2-way on missing no. Oh my.
Grid broken again. Listen, we might see the exact same scenario, maybe a repeat, deja vu.
Oh, decides to mash once they got close to each other. They were kind of scared about what to do there. I just pressed 2B right afterwards anyway.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of repeats. We're seeing a lot of like similar interactions, which of course consistency is great. But in a game like Uni, you start showing the same person the same response, even if it's the optimal response over and over again. They're going to find a way to call you out. Once again, going into the super, can set up at full screen here, set up the gem, chill behind it.
Oh, I'm surprised Missing No didn't try to anti-air Miller when he assaulted 4, but kind of nervous about that situation maybe.
Yeah, I think he thought the gem might be able to cover him, but you got to know, Linne is going to find all kinds of ways to circumvent those kind of options, especially when they're stationary.
Almost got a hit confirm off the whip punish, but didn't believe in it, just keeping space. Has life lead, doesn't want to throw away too much. And gets hit by Helmbreaker, chain shift confirm. Miller has a chance to bring this back.
So much meter, manages to drop the combo, still finds it in the scramble. No side to here, going to be mid-screen, but heading into it has a huge grid advantage going into the rest. of this interaction. Miller 2B, barring a very unfortunate drop, which we won't see, going to be taking the first game.
I saw him whiff 2B first, and then he just pressed it again, and I'm like, yeah, that's Miller. Yeah, he'll do that, yeah. I feel like linear players just press 2B, 2B. I'm like, yeah, they're nice, I guess.
Like you said, old head, been playing the game for a long time. You've been familiar with these scenarios. You're not going to fall apart just from one drop. It happens to the best of us, especially on stage, especially when you're playing at a prestigious venue.
Ooh. Good, smart match by Missing though. Saw that the dive kick whipped and knows that Lin is slightly minus to just take their turn back. Kind of scary.
Swinging at each other with the biggest disjointed normals. Another grid break. Missing Note's getting so much out of these dash blocks. Getting ready to react to whatever, like expecting to have to shield some of these zoning options, try and win the cycle. C-Drill.
That must have been a misinput.
I believe so.
Because for drill, you have to charge it up. So if you're just holding up back and you try to like tap down, unfortunately, you do get that.
Yeah, challenge with the 2C or something. The advantage. Nice! Gets the shield. It wasn't a punish, but ready to challenge. Miller 2B tried to get out of there. Using some of those new Uni 2 moves to try and cover the space. Celestial on the side of Missing No, not going to get the chance to cash out, though. Kind of optimal death for Miller 2B right there.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it because if he lived through there, Missing No would have probably just chain shifted, got all that meter, and would have had a 200 meter at this round start. But, you know, I'm pretty sure Miller's like, I wasn't trying to get hit there, guys. Come on.
Listen, mistakes into miracles. We'll take what we can get. This round has been slowed down a pretty significant amount. Missing No has the meter, has the Vorpal advantage, trying to maintain that in the mid-screen. Once again, so aware of all of their ranges, picking up so many great combos and conversions at the absolute tippy tip of some of this.
So Missing Go still has a Vorpal cycle. They'll try to hold space. That was a great wait to see if Miller would fully commit to running in. Use Chain Shift, saw something red, and flash kick in response.
Miller 2B wins the cycle, but it's not going to matter. If you are deceased, you should be able to finish things off here. IW or anything you want. Sometimes you got to keep it simple. I love CSC, nothing still DP. The opponent thinks it's safe. Oh, the shield battle was almost devastating.
Oh my god, he almost got the... Oh, there it is.
It's what I would say. I guess maybe he lost the charge.
So Miller has been granted 2 lives now.
Oh, yeah. Very cat-like.
I wonder if he's going to... Wow, he took that grab. Oh! When he got Celestial, I was like, there's no way he's going to chain shift, see red, IW, and just get all his meter back. I foresaw a different future there.
There's an alternate universe where Missing No may be very, very sad.
But now we're up one. It's now 1 game apiece. Missing No playing a lot better. They're getting more full screen confirms with ball into laser that do like 2.1k damage on average, and keeping Miller full screen like right here. But he decides to go for a gem setup.
And there's been a couple unfortunate misinputs, but I feel like Missing No has done such a good job of mixing up when they want to set up zoning, when they want to run in, and I think that's why we're seeing so many grid breaks so many times where Miller 2B just can't imagine that Missing No is going to pick to go in at that particular time.
Ooh, back to full screen zoning. Yeah, Miller trying to take a more grounded approach, trying to dash up 2E, 2C, but Missing No is at the perfect spacing to probably bring up those buttons to press 2A, 2B, 2C. So Miller might have to do more airborne special attacks like that assault right there to get through it. He manages to get in and managed to somehow bait that flash kick.
I think we saw an opportunity where, like, Missing No says, you clearly could have punished me there. I'm going to, you know, do something, maybe a little bit of a panic response, maybe a little bit of a challenge, but Miller 2B highly composed. Gets the grid break on that charge, 5cc.
Missing No probably thought the 2C was coming instead of the overhead, so instead of trying to react, got mixed. Empty jump throw.
Usually, like we said, did not go for the stand tag or any text there. Usually can take the throw in a scenario just like that, just barely killed.
Ooh, takes the early damage with the IW. That should be close to 4,000. Yes.
You got to spend it to get it.
So that's a pretty significant life lead for Missing No, and Miller now has a small mountain to climb. If he can win this cycle, it won't be too hard, but he has to get there first.
Yeah. Missing No, super at advantage right now. Tries to run up and maybe try and find a counter hit, get the knockdown. Tries the anti-air, but so mobile is this character. Hard to lock down when she's only on 1 jump.
Gets a knockdown with the 6CCC. He's baiting flash kick.
Yeah.
More staggers coming through. Missing No has no access to the D button right now.
Tried to go for an air-to-air, but they just missed each other in the sky.
The X-Kuga did not hit Batista out of the air, but the charge overhead second part hitting. Miller has a good chance to seal this round.
Yeah, not going to be able to kill here. But next touch could do it. Creeping Edge represented right at the tail end of things. High risk. But what are we going to do? We have full meter. Any touch from Missing No at any point of the screen could be confirmed into super. That could be the end of things. CS into a trade. Into the dive kick. Over the challenge. 2B is such a safe option to go for multi-hitting. Very easy to confirm off of. But if you're ready to go for an absolute, like, we did not see very much dive kick over that set.
Yes, it felt like we got like 1 or 2 when he was trying to traverse the screen to like land quickly. But then that last instance was, it felt Miller understood that, oh, you're probably going to either do dash up throw, dash up 2B, or probably like dash up 5A. And I guess the small jump into immediate dive kick got enough airspace to get away from all those. And it counter hit, so he saved his dive kicks for when he needed them. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Limited resource. And yeah, just like you were saying, might have been trying to go in. We saw a lot of opportunities where he was doing a really good job, our friend Missing No, of going in, leaving, but like kind of like if you're kind of in that mentality, if you're like, should I go in or leave and then set up, you're gonna. I feel like dive kick would really cover both of those. You'd really have to just chill and wait. And in a panic final round, you got to be ready.
But you guys got to be ready for these ads we have coming to you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys. Feeling hungry for pistachios after that commercial? They're giving them out for free. Can you believe that? Little infinite pistachio glitch here if you're at Combo Breaker.
It's probably they have a surplus. You know how you have like a lot of surpluses. You want to make sure your gamers get your energy. It's like very low sodium,
high protein.
Yes, it's good for you when you need to get through that 2-hour block, but you don't want to eat like fries, a burger, fried chicken, all that stuff. A lot of people are just eating stuff like that.
A little too heavy, fall asleep on comms.
But like you want to make sure you get water. You want to make sure you get your pistachios. You want to make sure you get your uni too, especially with this next match we have coming up for you right now.
Yeah, Yona coming back after that impressive performance. This is an Oomphy-off for me. These are two familiars.
Oh.
Funkyard, I feel like I met maybe a couple years ago, might have been Combo Breaker. I don't know if I've met him in person since, but it was like one of those moments where you meet someone in the venue at like 3 a.m., you play some sets, go for the hug, like, oh man, I'll see you around. Haven't seen them since. I believe they're Mika players, one of the few remaining Mikas.
Yes, Mika got a lot of buffs in the last patch earlier in February/March. I don't remember the month, but trust me, it was earlier this year. A lot of her stuff that did not work before works now. So her charge MC got bigger, Tornado got better.
Yep.
When they come up, I'll let you know. I don't want to list all of them off like a grocery list right now. But her speed is one of her defining traits. She does run across the screen really fast, not when you're getting grid broken.
Nah, gonna run up all those options. Of course, you're gonna have to deal with a lot. You have a Mito as DP, but if there's a setup that's going to come, drops the ender of it though, I feel like. I don't feel like that was a reset. Dropped him into mid-screen.
A lot of staggers coming through from Yona. Tries to throw, shields the overhead drop kick.
Very smart, just barely won that cycle. I was gonna say Funkyard had the opportunity.
I can't believe that tornado just did not hit set.
This character is evasive. I always feel like whenever this character's above you, it feels like there's like a mosquito in your ear, when you get that sound and you're like, I just gotta get him off. What am I gonna do? And a character like Mika has so many good air options as well. But Yona, so evasive.
Should spend meter here. Change shift to get the meter back during the animation. Clean, very nice.
Yeah, taking that first round. Barely even took any chip damage there. Have to see how Funkyard's going to adapt here. Trying to play maybe a little more grounded, maybe just trying to run under, try to maybe trip guard, anti-air just with spacing. But you've got to not get clipped for that opportunity. Going to go into the corner here. Yona has full resources. Going to see what? Sea Orb? Potentially.
No, they're going to spend 100 meter to get the EXDP knockout and set out a normal orb. Uh-oh, not the unblockable.
With resources you can find the setup off of it.
This scales pretty heavily, but because they have Warple, they do 10%
Yeah, still almost 2.5. I'll take that any day. Goes for the empty low. No unblockable this time. Should be able to finish things off. Full resources is what I would say.
Small combo drop. This is change shift. Doesn't see anything. Funkyard trying to establish some sort of offense, but Yona seems like they're very well versed in the matchup. They're evasive enough to not get hit by any Mika Tornado or charged up normals.
Yeah, and I really like the creeping edge out of the scenario when you have Mika. Going with the missile can be difficult to keep track of. You can get hit on sides you didn't know you had. So just using the creeping edge to normalize the scenario, go back to mid-screen. Clean things up for a clean couple rounds going into game 2.
Oh, there's a 5B mash. Gonna get a full confirm. They might build 100 meter, but they might not spend it as well. They'll take the normal orb knockdown. Right there.
Yona's so patient as well. Always finding the right moment to strike back, shielding the right option, spending all the resources, trying to overwhelm Funkyard.
Oh.
But finds the dash up throw, counter hit. And Yona not afraid.
Yeah, she takes a turn back right away. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to press 2 here. Gets a counter hit, full confirm. Probably will spend 100. Won't win the cycle, but it's still okay because they get the orb on top.
Yeah. Try and DP out of this, I dare you. Doesn't even bother to go for it. Just tries to go for the empty low. Maybe trying to catch Yona, try to catch Funkyard, overthinking it.
Misses back to the corner, Tornado. Gotta be careful about the beast cannon.
Stayed in front, ready for the command throw. So composed.
Oh, Funkyard. They have a small drop, but they still have a decent chance to win this round. Gets a dash up 2A counter hit.
Yeah, Yoda will have cycle and the reversal option available here. We're going to see that getting pulled off. Full combo off the scaled starter. Not going to be enough, but the Oki off of this could be game deciding.
Funkyard does have the cycle, so they can chase it, but I'm pretty sure Yona's going to scout that out. Yep.
Yeah, just for the dash block. Keep things simple. And ready to challenge with the 5A. Still object permanence, the orb off screen. Yona looking to try and take this 4 rounds in a row. Repeat performance. Funkyard, of course, though, not down arrow yet.
There we go. Gets the tornado to clip, Seth flying in the air. Uses a 100-meter to get the full confirm. Finally going to get their chance to play the game. Oh my god, yep. And there's a delayed tornado after the force function. That's one of the bugs we got.
Showing up new staggers. Yona's been looking so solid, you got to give them more to think about.
And it looked like Funkyard tried to use the 5B to anti-air Seth there, but didn't get a chance. Ooh, gets the routing to put Nico back to the corner. Very nice.
Hard knockdown. What's it going to be? Funkyard has full meter, can represent a lot of options, but snipes the green shield. You have way longer. The animation will stop. They stop being green, but you still get that grid break.
And Yona manages to bait out the veil off. Is going to use as much time as they can to... Oh, small combo drop. They have to be careful. Just kidding.
Ready for the command throw. I feel like that was like as early as possible as they could.
That was very unnecessary.
I almost thought it was they scared me.
No, that's a setup. You do... But, like, you do that when you want to maximize damage. And
there's the quick draw brawl guys again.
She's
trying to get the maximum exposure. Listen, they've been... Congratulations to Yona being adopted by the Quick Draw Brawl. Welcome to the team.
She's from New York. What?
Not anymore.
What?
Check your address book.
What?
Your phone number's been changed to region code.
Well,
welcome aboard.
You don't pay, what is it? You don't pay state tax no, you don't pay, is it federal you don't pay in Texas? I forget.
Canadian, bro. I'm not going to help you in this, in this scenario. You got this. 1 second. I'll go. I'll bring an accountant.
But yeah. Texas is another region that's very known for a lot of their stronger players.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest ones being Silent and, the ones that I know that I can say are Silent and Twang. Twang moved from...
Is Masoma originally Texas?
Masoma is from Texas, but they have not been as active in Uni 2 recently. But, they were still one of the stronger players in the Clear and the late ST era. But as of right now, I would say Twang and Silent. Silent's always been a very strong proponent of the game. Studies going on very well. Trying to go to Evo. If you see him stream anytime between like now and I would say in the next month or so, help him out. Throw him like $1, $5 or something like that. Make sure he goes to Evo.
Very chill dude, known for a long time. Of course, you brought up. I said Canadians. I put that in your brain. Silent, my goat.
He's not Canadian.
He's Canadian, bro. Dude, it's all coming together. I almost got to at least heard. You know how long it's been since I heard the name Timothy Blackwell, bro? Got to hear about he was at Vince's event that he threw. I'm a patriot, bro. I gotta wear it where I can.
I need Silent to go to Evo with the Canadian flag. I need that. I need him to bring that meme back. Oh man, Michigan Masters was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. But here comes Lou. Speaking of remembering it, Lufel back up on the stage, joined by Spencer.
Yes, Spencer deciding to stick with Hyde here in this matchup, probably thinking. It's funny because I think Gordo has a slightly better time keeping Phonon out of the air with his Grim Reapers, but it could be that Hyde's overall toolset is better in his eyes to fight this character.
Yeah, it's possible, especially like if you're trying to go for command throws and stuff like that. Like, especially fighting Lufel, showed so many wake up 6/6Vs. Maybe you're trying to keep it consistent, keep the rush down effective, because even if you can challenge with Grim Reaper and knock her out of the air, you're kind of fighting over the same space, which can get awkward.
So Lufel decides to use change shift for this confirm. He's trying to build 200 meter to get the kill with IW maybe. Doesn't get it. Oh.
And drops Ender, but listen.
As a reset.
Finds weird tick throw. That's what we'll call it. A little reset. He's bopping his head, bro. Dude, he's got tunes in. He's listening to, it's not even his own tunes. He's just rocking out to the UD soundtrack.
A lot of people will say, thank you, Raito. Thank you for the great beats that you drop all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, 3.8. So now Spencer on the back foot
once again. Oh, my God. What is he up to? The throw bait ultimately.
Very hard to contest one on when she's flying around like that. Being annoying.
I love when it's like all these steps, all these fancy backflips just to go for the throw bait. Just to set up the layer one.
Uh-oh. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Lufel has learned how to CBO activate and then frame kill. I'm using air quotes. Frame kill so he can set up his, EX into IW situation. Oh, there's a Gordo. Thank you.
Yeah. Setting it up. Losers run, you got to go back to old reliable when your life is on the line like this. But yeah, listen, you're saying frame kill. I think that was a hope kill. I think that's give you a second to think that I dropped it. You might have another chance.
Yeah, it's what we like to call BGs.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Max range conversion there. Lufo able to start this offense so early, and one thing about Gore going into it, if you don't have that 100 bar, you're kind of going to be SOL when it comes to fighting Lufo's offense. Tried to challenge maybe with the 2C there to try and get them off of them, but you never know if it's going to be charge to speed, if it's going to be TK projectile, going to install. This should be enough if we're optimal.
Oh,
is what I would say with a lot of drops.
Small drop. Spencer doesn't. He's not gotten 100 meter yet, by the way.
Ready for the assimilation anti-air, but wakes up 4B. Tried to cross over. 4B's going to pull you back. That was a beautiful little synchronized dance. I like that.
Oh, wait. The Green River just lost a round start Rekka. Maybe this isn't as good as I thought it would be. Oh, no.
I think that would be out of range, too. Maybe a round start, but just the extended hurt box.
Oh, he's just trying to send it to get him out of the air, but he's having no luck.
Yeah, not really finding their mark quite yet, but they do have the meter now to reversal, but just like that, Lufa's going to hang back, not really let the turn go away, trying to work on another perfect here.
Small saggers once again. This might be Spencer's last chance if they get hit.
Oh my god, block it. But you got to challenge at some point, but you don't want to get pranked. You have Celestial. You challenge VO. The patience was crazy. To have to deal with so much craziness and then still have the patience to be like, I'm going to, oh my gosh, the ender dropped though. Lufo managed to spend the end of that VO, whips the Smart Steer ending. Charge 5C finds its mark.
So Spencer does have a really good chance to win this set as long as he can get this next. Oh, Lufo manages to get up, but he doesn't block the overhead. He's dead, by the way.
Yeah, I think he was holding up. I think I saw him get hit standing.
No!
But listen, we got to finish these combos. You're not going to get that many chances. Grim Reaper, C to keep yourself. Plus on block. Lufo has resources, but no meter to be invincible with.
No! Okay, not dead. Reaper, EX. Oh my god! He keeps trying to jump. Bro, just block. It's okay. He can block. It's fine.
It's less fun down here, though.
I mean, that's true. Oh, Geyser install. Spencer respecting this time because he lost round start before.
I feel like Spencer's maybe got a little more confident with blocking.
But unfortunately, you need to be able to try to like swat her out of the air. Ooh!
Or just find the right time to challenge on the ground. Keep things where you're comfortable. Gord's so powerful in that position. Knockdown, no meter to work with. Lufa's going to have to find, plays it slower. Maybe a little bit of respect to the offense after, a lot of pranks.
Ooh, let's go. Gets the 2-2C confirmed afterwards. Going to assimilation ender. Also keeps the cycle as well, very important. Now you have to wonder what Lufa's going to do on defense here. He blocks it up for a bit. Makes space with the shields.
Let him think they're going to be patient for a while. Let the prank marinate, cook for a little bit.
Overhead block
blocking overheads now, yeah. Lufa working on Celestial.
Oh, no.
Finds the reaction anti-air. Patience rewarded.
Doing 20% extra damage because of the Celestial.
Yeah, we're getting the 4K for sure. Unless we, just outside of 100 bar. Goes with the fake assault. What are we going to go for now? All on Lufa's side. This round, next hit could decide the set. We're ready to challenge.
The X-Ripper comes through. Oh my god, the 5C hits. I'm not sure what Lufo was trying to do there, but normally if you're going to contest Gordo from that 5C spacing, you either have to be able to shield or roll or something, because typically if he puts the 5C on top of you like that, you can't really take the turn right away.
Maybe, getting knocked down, not 100% sure where you're going to land. Thought that might be at a range, maybe a 3C or something, but Spencer keeping the offense consistent, keeping Lufo, caged up, chilling.
Gets a confirm, gonna get the knockdown. It has no meter, but he still keeps the cycle, so he's doing 10% more damage. And if anything wrong happens, he'll get the chain shift, but this throw is gonna do another 10% more. Oh god, we get the throw tech.
Ready for it this time, goes for the shield. And then DP's after, I was gonna say, wanted to go for maybe a more optimal punish, but just opted to go with the DP at the end of it. And just like that, Lufo's once again very quickly gonna be on set point. Spencer's gonna have to fight an uphill battle. Very similar in resources though.
Oh, he tried to whiff punish the Mortal Slide, but didn't get anything. LaFull still keeping his full screen presence, especially with that 3C.
Overhead at that range. When you get to the tip of it, it's so difficult. Especially when you've been using it as a throw-based condition that it's going to hit you right next to you, but suddenly you're going half screen. Watch your noggin.
Good defense from Spencer so far. Still stuck in the corner. Good throw tech. Got to be careful though.
Once again, the 6SP out of range, especially when it's not like in the middle of the sequence, like you're in neutral, you're waiting for your turn, you're like, however they approach, I'll deal with it.
Oh, and that should be the set to Luffle 2-1. Good stuff from Spencer.
Oh yeah, found their mark, but
I kind of wish they had just played Gordo first, because the HUD wasn't doing bad, but the switch to Gordo, it did take like an extra round or two to get adjusted.
Yeah, get into the rhythm of things, kind of understand where you're going to be most effective, your best ways to challenge, get out of the hide mindset. I don't just have to dash at this person to try and find my knockdown. Found a lot of opportunities, found a lot of really good spaces where they could hold things down. 5C condition, get Lufel scared to up back because the command throw is threatened. But at the end of the day, Luful, the offense was just overwhelming.
Yes. It is really hard fighting a player like him because a lot of people think that Under Night's supposed to be one of these ground-based footsies neutral fighting
Street
games.
Fighter, we made
Yeah. That's a psyop.
Yes.
They managed to psyop everybody else who plays fighting games for like the last 10 years. That's not the case. Jumping in this game is very strong because a lot of anti-airs do work in different situations, but they do require a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
So if you miss any of your anti-airs, usually you will get punished if people are like really evasive and they know how to land to bait those out.
But yeah, the anti-airs as well, super high reward across the cast. So many starters, you can get to like 3-4K with the right starter. Lose one of your OTGs usually, but the reward is still there. But we're moving into our next match. Right, we got Knots coming up. Another very strong player I was learning about, getting a lot of notes about. I was like, oh yeah, new guy, strong.
He's probably the proponent to win this bracket this
Number
weekend.
1 seed, if I remember correctly.
Mostly because like his performances over the last, I'd say year, at least in this game, he's shown that he's one of the strongest players in North America with no issue. And he's probably one of the only set players outside of, I'd say, actually no, there's maybe 2 more on net play, but the ones that I see more often offline are Knots and Yona.
But listen, one thing stands between him and winning this bracket right now, and it's either Ninja Sun or Ninja Jason. It could be either.
I'm gonna
if
say,
you really think about it,
I'm gonna say
you're either Boruto or you're,
Did Boruto have... I was gonna make the joke. Anyway,
I'm sorry, bro. I got ahead of you. I didn't even have the anime knowledge. I'm sorry.
No, it's just a
Go man aside.
No, it's just a shit post on Twitter. It's like, did Naruto have a son that died? It's like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, you should.
Yeah, I think I'm vaguely familiar. But so far, whether he's Ninja Sun or Ninja Jason, had a very strong start, but Knots manages to squeeze their way out. Kind of rides the back wall there to find a double jump, turn the momentum. Seth always has side switch available. It's like one of the nicest things about this character. You can always find exactly where he wants to knock you down. Saw they'd have extra advantage when he tried to stand block the explosion of the orb.
Gonna get the knockdown, spin 100 meter, get an orb as well.
And Vorpal.
Gotta be a little bit scared here because command grab does kill with the chain shift extension and the 5C at max range. Very good from Knots.
Command throw can kill, but listen, Ninja Jason also very aware. Opts the challenge, tries to make it stop, but when you're ahead like that, maybe you don't want to go for the risk of command throw. Even though like the risk reward is in your favor.
It is really scary because once you're at that life threshold where throw can kill you, you become more active on defense, trying to swing more frequently, and that becomes more susceptible to just people waiting you out.
Yeah, you never want to be put in a scenario where you can no longer react. Put your life on the line like that.
Gets the double DP extension there. Let's see if Knots has a routing to kill from this life threshold. I don't think he does, but he'll just take the orb setup afterwards. Oh, no, small drop. There's the command.
There's the command throw. He said, don't worry, I got you next time. And Knots going to take that first game convincingly, ending it at 69 every time. Froze the timer. Thank you very much.
I see you also like nice things.
Yes, of course. I'm a big fan of nice stuff.
Oh my god, that round started 63A from Knots. It's very aggressive, trying to catch a backdash most likely.
Catch is backing off, manages to catch the whiff recovery as Ninja Jason tries to challenge their way in.
Has no meter, just gonna use Steer Ender into an orb knockdown. Got it.
Oh, that's the back throw incident. Maybe notices that he's gonna be a little too close after the dash momentum. Nice tech there from Knots, though. Dude, he's just so hard. You got to think on the next level. Once, like, as soon as Seth disappears, you almost just have to, like, give it up. Like, you'd be like, okay, my pressure is over. I guessed wrong. I was a little too slow. Because if you end up sitting there trying to reclaim what you once lost, Knots is going to take advantage of
it. It's tough because you want to try to hit the very mobile Pixie character.
Oh, yeah.
But they have different ways to either intercept you before your normal comes out, or they just try to just whiff punish you for trying to hit them as well.
Yeah. Great fuzzy match there from Knots, feeling like, you know what, I either block the dive kick or I get ready to punish it. Hard knockdown. Next touch could be it, depending on the starter. VO, though, no damage off of this, but you get a lot of meter to work with. If you find the right hit, you can cash out. But, of course, Knots knows that, going to back off. And the orb was still behind you. Dude, that wasn't even object hurt. It was still on the screen.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Oh, I can hit him before.
Look in the rear view.
It's one of those, oh, I can hit you before the orb becomes active to hit me, right?
Yeah.
But then the player who sets out the orbs is like, yeah, I'm just going to wait for the orb to hit you. You're very confident in your pressure. Nah, I'll be fine.
It's one thing to, like, try and, like, run a red light and try and make it, but that was like running a train that's currently going through. You know what I mean?
EXDP, yup. Chain shift sees what Ninjation's doing there. Gets the full punish.
Oh! Range. But yeah, a little bit of a hiccup there from Nods. Tried to saw he wasn't expecting to be in range. And then Jason manages to capitalize. What are we going to see? Will he be able to lock down Nods, who has been so good at escaping?
There's the dash up 5A, trying to catch Nods up backing. And then Jason has, well, this should not kill, but Bro does win this round for Ninjason. The fuzzy 5A, no!
Ready for it. Thought he might have to listen, you face a very strong player, and you're like, listen, I got to trick him. I got to go empty jump, empty low. But just like that, they're going to be ready for it. Iwex just barely in range. I got scared.
They buffed that. In the last patch, they made it so that Iwex pillar hits from further away. So before this patch, that would not have hit.
Yeah. Okay.
So
glad to know that, like, once we were talking about, like, ancient reptile brain, we're talking about stuff we left, I was definitely like, that's going to whip, bro. What are you up to?
Look, when I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, this works now.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't remember things like small caveats like that. You get better chances for your infinite worth EX pillar to hit. It does infinite worth EX does a little bit more damage than IW.
Yes.
I'd say on average like 600 more damage, which helps in situations where you're not sure if one or the other will do more, so you do the supposedly more damaging version of it.
Well, that's the kind of optimization that the #1 seed is going to bring to the table. Sure, we're not going to. I'm sure we're going to see much more of Nods as the tournament goes along. Because I feel like, are we on stage 2 right after this? You're holding that one down.
Oh, right.
Most likely. I'm so sorry to remind you.
Most likely. No, I was just like, what am I doing after this anyway? Most likely, yes, it will be stage 2. So it'll be everybody who's out of pools. It'll be more of the top 96, 128 people advancing. So like a lot of the more stronger players you see fighting each other more frequently in the bracket. But this next match we have coming up, I believe is it a Byakuya mirror?
Oh yeah, here's Teddy. I've been seeing Teddy at the mahjong tables.
Yes.
They
that's one of the best things about big tournaments like this. It's not just fighting games. We play. There's mahjong. There's a lot of mahjong tables. If you're lucky, 1 or 2 people usually bring the automated mahjong table, so they do all the sorting and everything.
Rob, unfortunately, not here this weekend. But listen, if you manage to make it out to, you got to make it out to Chicago whenever you can. Frosty Faustings, it's a little closer for him. Yes. Listen, bringing that huge table, that thing heavy, bro.
It's also expensive.
Yes.
Like when I saw how much it cost, I was like, oh, I guess that's just his hobby now. He just likes mahjong.
Listen, and that's careful. You want to bring that to a venue. You never know. Someone, you're trying to work on a Yakuman, someone hits you with the Talnyao. You just like flip the whole table. It'll be heavy, but some people got the upper body strength.
You don't want it. Not for that thing. That thing is way too expensive. But so since both of these players play Byakuya, it turns into.
Are you a lip reader? What's going on here? Oh yeah, and then what? The whole time? Oh, thank you very much.
I couldn't. The beard is in the way. The beard, the facial hair.
Maybe,
is too hard.
You lose the top lip. You lose the top lip.
Yeah, then it's
you don't know how much of the English language is contained in the top lip.
But maybe he's saying like, I have better footsies than they do.
Maybe he said, go to Combo Breaker 2026.
That could be true.
That could be true.
Or go to Toledo locals.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Please support your locals. Even though you don't think you know where they are, trust me, you have locals. If it means that you have to drive 2 or 3 hours, you can find people to help carpool with you. Trustworthy individuals, just make sure that you have some sort of compensation for them. Food, gas money, bring setup, something. Locals are a great experience to have. Maybe not when you have to do Byakuya mirrors, but that's a different story.
Listen, after a long day, this is the perfect thing to help you fall asleep, you know? No amount of melatonin could provide. Same amount of nightmares, too, the fever dreams.
But Just Evan is one of the players who's gotten progressively better over the last couple of years. Their best performance, I would like to say, was CO Taku last year. I believe they got top 8. I think they got 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, very nice. Going to see if they can have a repeat performance at this tournament. So far, so good, with a huge lead. Should be able to end things off here, just barring a drop. I would never hope to make that kind of curse. I'm very glad that they can't hear me.
1, 2, button.
Oh, no! He failed the button to shoe. Misinput.
That's why you press your most damaging button. You're supposed to press 5C there.
Yeah. Maybe he thought that maybe the jumps were a little too spaced out. Keep it as simple as possible, but sometimes that can bite you. Luckily, Just Evan manages to avoid a disaster.
So Teddy Treebark trying to use the buff command grab that Byakuya got this in the last patch as well.
Yeah.
But it is a proximity based. So if you see him start to pose like he's going to phase through you, just hold up back and try to punish him.
I was going to say, you can't get someone knowledge check when you're facing a Byakuya mirror. They're going to be ready for the command throw. They know.
Hopefully. Sometimes a lot of people don't like mirror matches in fighting games, which is kind of staggering because you would like to have a different perspective on your character so you can maybe steal some techniques that they're doing that you would not think of to enhance your own gameplay.
Well, it can be a little awkward when you're playing like a character that like has a specific range, and you're like, oh, I can play the matchup by being here as opposed to their best here. When you have the best range as your opponent, like the same, sharing that same space, it can get a little. You're fighting over the spot.
Yes, it's supposed to help enriching your footsies. Again, air quotes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to understand where your best ranges are and how to counterplay your own ranges. Like you saw Just Evan hold up around start, knew that Teddy Treebark was going to do dash B, and just fell with a button and punished it.
Yeah, ready for so many options. Of course, Peculiar has so many options. Of course, the dance around the air, lay down the webs, end up wherever they need to be. Back throw incident.
Ooh. Decides to roll out again. Teddy Treebark, I was going to say doing a good job of keeping space, but they get hit by the full cannonball.
And listen, your opponent rolling out of the corner always sucks, but, you know, you're not eating any damage for it. You just reset. If you're confident, go back to neutral. If you're just Evan, work on a perfect real quick. Is what I would say, but I feel like that was not what we're trying to go for.
Yeah.
These guaranteed finishes against Teddy are being dropped.
So now Teddy gets a 5C confirmed, gets a side swap. They're probably going to not spend the meter. Okay, sure. Overhead doesn't get punished.
Out of range, yeah.
Oh, forgot that Bianca can set another web in the air after he takes an action because, yeah.
Mobile.
Yeah, he can do that.
He's a flying spider.
Yeah, but you know.
The most terrifying thing you can think of.
Ugh. Well, it depends on how big the spider is.
Yeah. Jumping spider, way too deep.
If it's like one of those Australian spiders, I'm good.
Yeah, the huntsman.
I'm not trying to deal with that. Just Evan gets a max range 5A punish. Gonna probably spend 100 meter here, get 25 back because you're in Warple status.
And of course, on set point right now, the knockdown here could lead to the end of all things. Teddy's gonna have to find their mark. Has not really gotten to an opportunity where they've got to set up their webs, you know? That's a spider's home. You gotta have a home base.
Well, whoa. That was a little scary. Bianca has a couple of new tricks, like he's always had that feint on the command grab. Gonna, yep, 2 buttons into 3 buttons, or 3 buttons and 3 buttons.
Sig, no clip you through the floor. That's curtains.
And Just Evan moves on. They're also one of the other proponents to make top 8 in this bracket because of how strong they have been in the last year or so in this version of the game. So good stuff to them. We'll probably see them in the second wave of players after this block.
Yeah.
But I do know a lot of people are kind of wondering, like, oh, you know, how's Ogre, how's Suzuki, how is, what's the other character, the new characters that we got?
Yes.
You'll probably see a lot of those as we get into the second wave of pools because we can't stream everything.
Of course.
This channel has all the Uni 2 you're going to have this weekend.
Yes, you stay here. If you're a Uni fan, you keep this on your second monitor, third monitor, on your phone, wherever is the most convenient for you. And we saw so much Ogre yesterday, actually. I was getting ready.
I didn't see that block, so I was kind of surprised that Ogre was not in the block I did yesterday.
Yeah. I just knew I was, like, trying to familiarize myself with more than new Uni 2 stuff. And I was like, the only thing I have to do before bracket, Mizumi, Ogre, figure my stuff out. Immediate first match, difficult as possible. But we're going to keep it easy for you. If you're looking for some good products, stay tuned. We'll be back after this break. Don't you worry, we are back. How are those shopping carts looking? Are they full? Are you processing that payment? It doesn't take too long. You're going to have time before this first game. I'm Chung Brinks, and I'm joined by my friend Dakota Fox.
Yo,
we're holding it down. First pool of the day, 10 a.m. pools, bright and early. We've wiped off all the crust out of our eyes.
It depends. Like some people are late risers on weekends. When your body knows it's a weekend, you're like, oh, it's Saturday. I don't have to get up to do anything super important. Oh, it's 10 a.m. I'll stay in bed for like another hour.
Yeah, we'll chill, be on my phone, browse Twitter. I mean, if it's up.
Yeah.
It's been all over the place a little bit today.
But this next set of matches, especially, I was talking about the new characters. We'll see it in the form of Duck Gator playing Kaguya.
Oh, yeah, okay. Coming up. Kaguya, of course, with the release of Uni 2, a character that's kind of seen, I feel, kind of all over the place in terms of, like, people's, I feel like generally people accept they're kind of, like, lower mid in the middle here. But I feel like we've seen a lot of really good showings.
She got a lot of buffs at the previous patch as well. Her round start, her 5B hits almost everybody.
Okay.
Her 236A, her A rocket hits everybody around start. Those were, and she now has a 5-frame button.
That's a huge one, yeah. As a Merkaba player, I'm like jealous. Listen, I've been playing for a while. Kimone, help me out.
I don't think Merkaba needs a 5-frame button.
I agree with you, but like it would be nice.
I don't.
Some things are just nice.
No. I'm not trying to deal with that.
Nothing nice about being in the corner. Unless your opponent whiffs their extender and you get to side switch them. Duck Gator taking full advantage. Ooh. Wow, tried to fight their way out of that before the orbs could fit, but Duck Gator's got these setups down pat. He's been labbing these.
EX grenade setup, there it is. delayed wake up to try to not deal with the instant
wow.
overhead setup, but Sinner gets clipped. It should be the end of the round and Duck Eater does not drop.
I don't think they can. I think this person seems like the person they've been labbing, they've been practicing, they got the setup in the room. They're adding the manual input delay to the PC version. They're getting ready.
But Duck Eater has, I forget which character they used to play prior to Kage and Uni 2, but they were learning Under Night for a little bit, but then they committed to the full play the new character. The new character needs some buffs. Got the buffs, and their gameplay has been a lot more solid as of recent.
Yeah, the long-term investment. Cinnamon just like that finds the right area to air. Duck Eater's been playing such a good like run and gun game, literally.
Big dive after the 2-1-4 Wisdom Center. Left, right. Everybody gets hit by that once.
Of course.
So now Sinner finally gets his turn once again. Knockdown, fade away with the fireball.
We are only human. Yeah, manages to avoid the projectile, but left him open to a throw. And Sinner Blue turns it around. I feel like that was a speed run of that health bar.
It felt like he was trying to interact with her less in terms of contesting those grenades. And just trying to run into the mid-screen to be able to smash some buttons. Oh no, got guard broken on the way down.
Yeah, luckily didn't go for the shield, but a guaranteed anti-air there. Duck Eater not able to get things started, but ready for the anti-air shield, gets the full punish. Sinner Blue gonna be able to set up here, full resources. Hold them down overhead. We are all the same when we're a little sleeping.
The thing is that overhead has the same startup as the dash from low.
Yeah.
So it's either or. Is it the overhead or is it the low? And you have to like be ready or just try to preempt with the button.
Yeah, and Sinner Blue, another weird little drop there, but ready for it. 5A is kind of like the universal 1 second, I got this, I got this. It's like it's the momentum fixer.
Yes. Sometimes you're blessed with a character that has a button that's not typically the fastest common button like a lot of A buttons are, but its other caveat is just that it's so big. It kind of hits above you, sometimes anti-air.
Yeah, it's active, it's big, it's going to catch people up backing or going for stuff like dive kick or other strange options, fast enough recovery, maybe catch the sleeping edge. But Duck Eater does find the first hit again in this game. Didn't work out in the last game, but we'll have to see how things advance.
Gets a grenade set up, decides to down back, waits for a response from Sinner. Sinner waiting for his turn, trying to shield out some of this pressure.
And I do feel like a big part of it, too, is that Sinner at the beginning maybe like, I forget how to block Yakuya. I'm just going to try and DP. I'm going to try and jab. Maybe a little bit of respect. Be like, okay, you've got the setup, so I'm not going to try and challenge. He's playing a little more patient. So far being rewarded. Finds the mid-screen challenge that they need. Counter hit starter.
EX whirlwind knockdown.
That B just got caught with the last hit of it, the clip.
That setup is very evil because the way it looks, if you've never fought against that setup before, it looks like you're supposed to be blocking it because it lasts so long, the last active part hits you. So you have to try your best to remember, oh, this doesn't hit right away, and like jump forward, maybe just try to use a projectile or something. But if you wait too long, you just stuck. You can't get out.
If Nanase needed anything, it was more evil setups.
I don't think so. Not with all of the other stuff they gave her. But a lot of people don't consider her to be as strong. Even though she's pretty mobile in this version.
Yeah, it has everything. One thing we're talking about, like Ori earlier, it has everything you really need. DP, some really great options, great whip punishes, great challenges.
Oh, early steer ender.
Nice conversion.
Ooh. Oh, the 2C. It's like Guile sweep. It hits twice. Lasts pretty long, and it gives her one of her best conversion starters.
Oh, yeah. A lot of damage here. 3.5. Come on, Zemi. Just eats it. Not ready for the. I think it was Assault JA. Usually wouldn't be able to combo with grenades on the screen. A lot to think about. Much to consider. 4 grenades now. You thought 2 was hard.
I think Sinner tried to do Tornado, the Whirlwind, the 2-1-4. That is not invincible, so you get clipped on the startup. Big counter hit conversion for Duck Eater. Oh, but he gets air to air. That's fine. No, it's not fine.
A little trade, though. I was going to say, in Sinner's advantage because they can manage to continue their offensive with the meter. Finds the hit. Duck Eater getting knocked down. No resources. Tries to find their way out. Tries to go for the anti-air, but Nanase hard to lock down.
Last chance for Duck Eater, most likely.
Oh, my side. Nice blocks.
Is that enough? Oh, my God. That was enough.
I was going to say, okay, didn't get the shield break. Might be okay. Could have been a huge opportunity, but I think maybe just kind of held them back, was hoping that Nanase would panic, wake up with a DP or something, try and find a quick get out of jail, maybe a creeping edge, but maintained composure.
And it looked like they were talking about the last couple of interactions there, because Duck Eater had the right idea of trying to anti-air the dive, but it was a little bit too early, like you said earlier. It's one of those things you kind of have to like envision her. Well, not envision. You have to actually see her diving down. Because if you do your anti-air too early, it just whiffs. She punishes you, and then you're back in the same situation of, did I do that right or not?
Yeah, you kind of have to do like the Sherlock, close your eyes, do the hands, and like see every single angle that can be coming out of all the different timings, all the alternate universes, and then that anti-air from Kaguya is so fast, but not super active.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it takes up a lot of the screen in front of her and a little bit above her, but it requires some finesse in order to use properly.
And you got to think about the diagonals. The 45 degrees.
The angles, the thing is, fighting game players don't really like doing math a lot of the time, so it's kind of
No.
It's kind of hard to persuade them to like, hey, think about this angle at this time. They're like, I just want to press the button.
Yeah, man. And also, like, sticker already in the bag. You can fit a protractor in there too. It's difficult.
I haven't seen a protractor in quite some time. Oh boy! But I think we have our last match coming up for the block, most likely, and it's one of our. Actually, no, we have another.
No, we got another one after. Don't you worry.
Oh, we have another Gordo player. It's a Deeps. He's from NorCal.
I see.
NorCal is cool. What is he wearing? Bro, what is that? Huh?
He's got it on.
I don't know what that is.
Whatever it is, he has it on. You got the gold trim.
What is, bro? I wish I could just like move the curtain and yell and be like, hey, what are you wearing?
Who are you right now, you know?
But I'll probably ask Brett. A lot of NorCal people came down. They come down in, as a group to hang out.
Yeah.
And I need to...
The hood is up.
Sure.
It's chilly in here. The ears are cold.
I mean, it's kind of cold because of the AC, yeah, but I don't know what he's doing.
The sorcerer, the wizard, maybe multi-classing, I have no idea.
I'll talk to him later.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes you got to intervene. I know you don't get a break. I know you maybe get like 5 minutes between. And at 4 hours, it might be too late.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
You gotta prevent what damage, you know, in the aftermath, in the crater that this outfit is going to leave.
So we're gonna see this matchup: Seth versus Gordo. Gordo has the ability to swat Seth out of the air. He also has the anti-air assimilation grab.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a hard read in a lot of situations versus this character.
Yeah, it's different. You kind of have to be anticipatory with maybe a Grid Reaper or something. But when you give your opponent Celestial that early and get Grid broken, you end up in a difficult scenario. Almost dead due to the extra damage from being Grid broken. Well, almost 5.
Yeah, the Celestial adds 20% extra damage, and when you're Grid broken, you take 10% more damage. So it's 20%.
Additive.
Yep. So it's 20% plus 10%. It's 30% altogether. I know we talked about not doing math, but please believe me, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's like 1.3. That's like almost like stab. Like Pokemon, that's crazy, bro. Not super effective, but we're almost there. Speaking of going for the same attack, ready to challenge from the air. Very nice challenge. Tried to go for the anti-air, but Grim Reaper a little too slow.
I'm going to use that from now on.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. Oh, blocks the overhead. Divine doing a great job of fending off Deeps' offense right now. Managed to take that grab. Might get Celestial again. Oh, no.
Man, the meter just keeps flowing. Kamode said, have some more.
I mean, we love meter in this game.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
Who doesn't like getting cash, you know? We're all living. We're all getting paid.
Oh, big confirm coming here from Deeps is going to get the assimilation knockdown and win the cycle, most likely.
Well, you have a lot of meter to work with, a lot of ways you can try and sneak out of there, but... And you still have the dash block, too, that might... Listen, you got to see those little tiny defensive options your opponents take when they feel like this is a universal defense. Oh, my God. Speaking of defensive options.
The rising jump A, it does stop a lot of people trying to do dash up to A, dash up throw. So you have to remember characters like Seth have that option on defense.
Especially when it's Gord and you have an extra rewarding throw. You got the command throw, an extra thing to be scared of. Oh, counter hit command throw.
I don't know what that threw. Oh,
and
no.
Rising JA. And so you know... Listen, either you keep taking advantage of that muscle memory, or at least you condition your opponent, is what I would say. Listen, you've got to finish off this game, though. Drops the combo. CS can keep him safe. Nice tech.
Blocks the overhead. Oh, no.
Dash. I thought max range from the command throw. It had to be.
Deeps does have to be careful because Divine Sleep will probably do the rising jump A to get out of the corner, but they get the cycle.
Yes. Ready for it. Full bar for both of these guys. It's going to be close. He's got 200 bar. We're going to see Iwex potentially. Yeah, going for it.
I'm going to say this doesn't kill.
Sage him in the building, but listen, base version, this might have killed.
Yeah, this would have killed base version. I'm going to say this doesn't kill.
Sage M, you're chilling. I think you're on KI right now.
Oh, no!
Pay attention. Found the hit, but didn't think it was going to be that easy. But the dash command throw knows exactly the right spacing, the amount of time to delay.
And that's not good because now Deeps is going to feel himself because he made that comeback from essentially like 2% HP.
Yeah. Sometimes like the blood pumps in a nervous way. That's the blood pump and like, I might be the one. I might be the protagonist. Oh my God, ready for the defensive option. Tried to set up the neutral, said, no thank you. I got a big scythe, brother.
Baits up the throw with Reaper. This is
so many Grim Reapers.
It's so obnoxious. Oh my God, not the rusty nail.
Perfect feeling himself. Yeah, exactly. 3,000 damage off every Grim Reaper.
Oh!
They have the council.
Is it the, what were they called again?
I don't know, but that's a...
It was the meme of the wizards. They were in a gang.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Thank you.
I think?
Yeah.
That's close. At least maybe one of those words is off.
It sounds correct to me.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen that meme.
Listen, we're reviving it. What was dead is once alive again. Reborn from the ashes. Much like Deeps was in that first game. It was looking so one-sided for such a long time, but found their mark, figured out how they were going to approach it. Offensive sequence was perfect every time.
Yeah, he's like a different person now that he got that W for coming back from the grave.
Oh my. That was insane. Not going to be enough. But think about the mental at this point.
Oh, this match is over. Oh, he's
You
feeling
might be
himself.
crumbling. No. The brain is unwrinkling as we speak.
Oh, no. Oh, gets hit by 2B round after the redash.
I believe in I Divine Sleep. Don't go to bed yet. It's too early. It's a long day.
I don't know. They actually had the first game in the bag, but they dropped the confirm, and Deeps made the long comeback.
Listen, that just means you're owed a game. That's how I'm thinking to think about it. Listen, full combo, though, off of the throw, as we talked about with Hyde. Can wait out a little more this cycle. Divine Sleep, get the wake up with it. Has the meter, can challenge here. Should find an... Oh, my God, dashes out at least.
Yeah, nice roll out from Deeps.
Yeah, no hesitation. He's so confident right now.
He might be able to CS and get 100 meter.
I think that's going to be enough, yeah. And Deeps moving along. The gang in the back popping off, casting spells. Maybe that's how he won that first game.
Yeah,
I feel like you had to make a big sacrifice. It was like a 9th level.
I still don't know how he won that game.
Some things are just meant to be, and
Hey,
some things we
we
can just will into existence via the Lingua Arcana.
Can we check? I thought that was prohibited at events, like any sort of buffs. Are buffs considered performance-enhancing drugs?
Yeah, I don't know, like a guidance. Yeah, I don't know, like.
Well, it's not coaching. It's supposed to be is buffing your players considered performance enhancing?
Yeah, especially because like a Vivance is basically adding like a D4 to every roll you do. You know, like there's like a there's a spectrum to this.
Like your chances of reversals, they go from like a D2 to like a D10.
Yes,
it's like I believe that's a buff that has to be nerfed, or at least we have to have rules in place where that cannot be allowed.
We got to consider it. Maybe just a subline underneath the coaching.
You cannot roll higher than a D3 or a D4 in a lot of situations.
Stop pulling up here with expertise, double proficiency. I'm missing so many D&D games this weekend, bro.
That's what happens when you travel to tournaments. Like your normal schedule of things to do with your friends, it kind of goes away because you're like, hey, I'm out of town for like 4 days.
Yeah.
So like we can't do X, Y, Z, and they're like, what about next week? And you're just like, no, I'm gonna be tired next week.
I'm gonna be tired as hell, and then the week after that, I'm traveling again. You already know how it is.
So sometimes your normal schedule gets messed up during tournament season, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it.
Absolutely, you got to make it out. Combo Breaker is definitely the American tournament I try to make it out to every year. It's worth. Listen, the border, the conversion rate, everything. No amount of tariffs can keep me out of here. Having a beautiful time in the Midwest. Tom Clancy's something. What the hell is that?
Tom Clancy.
Mutual Situation, a Toxic Halo fan fiction. Wow. I would love to see the tags on that one. I don't know if we could air that.
Wait, I hecked up.
Wait, I fudged up. Oh, dang, I fricked it.
That's the very compressed Raymu image. That's a classic.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? We're seeing the Shadow Wizard Money Gang packing up. They got other places to be. They got other secret magical influences to spread. We're moving on. This should be now the last match of this block before we move on, or one of us moves on, my friend.
It's okay. There'll be a break before the next block. I will take my state mandated break, and I'll be back here afterwards. But right now we got Tsurugi versus Nanase, and I want to say Tom Clancy should have enough experience to fight Nanase, but the thing is, Tsurugi is known as, well, he's not known as that. I like to call him the mids eater. He has a stance where he eats practically every mid in the game, but it takes a few frames to start up to be able to do so. And learning how to fight that takes a little bit because all lows stop the stance, but he has ways to immediately get out of stance and jump over your low.
Yeah. There's like a lot to consider, especially like it can shut down a lot of common. You're like, oh, they have to block this, they have to shield this. Like going through and armoring through it, stuff like the projectile is going to have to change how you do offense. But immediately, Tom Clancy, the fan fiction is coming real. We've manifested it. Stranger than fiction.
Gets a counter hit throw, which you're not ready to tech, or probably try to tech too early.
Oh, It could not find a conversion. Green shield is very risky. Listen, Uni, I love like when you're able to just like run your stuff, see something happen, and be like, I'm gonna get you for that later, bro. Just like that though, shield is represented. Usually a scenario where Nanase would be able to start their turn. Tom Clancy ready, well versed in the matchup. One more touch, we'll be able to finish things off here. This charge.
That is an overhead. I saw Wishy do Nanase 3C trying to maybe option select throw an anti-air.
Oh my god, that hit him at the very top. They were like behind everything, behind the overlay, behind the timer, still managed to just barely clip them.
Tsurugi 66B does start, it starts as a low, but it does go all the way up to the top of the screen essentially.
Yeah, approximately 40 or 50 feet tall.
Ooh. Clancy, he tried to do 236C, but it has no invincibility.
Ah, yes. Just trying to find their way in.
More staggers coming out. Tsurugi, a very strong character, having a lot of staggers in his pressure, which is kind of hard to fight because you want to swing on him sometimes, but you don't get the chance. But Tom Clancy kind of sent it there with the dive kick, got intercepted.
Yeah, armor didn't activate fast enough. Maybe thought they could thread the needle on that one. I think they were feeling really confident after these round starts. But listen, if Wishy gets started, we've seen what they can do.
Didn't block the 60B. It starts as a low. Tom Clancy didn't get his full confirm, but the up back charge J2C coming through.
See what the option's going to be here. Don't think they're going to have the chance to kill. Yeah, they had Vorpal, but opt to save it, playing it chill. I think they're seeing Tom Clancy is playing it. They feel the protagonist of their own story, the script that they brought along. So many supporters, so many autographs, but not every option you go for. The ballsiest option is not always the strongest, except when it works.
When it works, then I'm amazing. When it doesn't work, then it needs to be buffed. Gets a confirm. Might spend 100 meter here just to secure the knockdown. No, just holds onto it. Gets hit by reversal DP.
Yeah, finding a way out of corner. Not even bothering to challenge. Knows. Oh my gosh. Beautiful punish. Another scenario where usually Nanase above you, you're stretched out. He's like, I got the shield, bro. What are you going to do?
Overhead gets blocked. Cross frames. Wishy being diligent. Blocks the overhead. Doesn't respect the follow-up to the first Rekka. That should be the end of game one, going over to real Tom Clancy.
Yeah, spending it very quickly goes into the ender. Knows I don't need much to make this happen. Tom Clancy moving along, showing like matchup familiarity. I think we're going to have to see a little bit of thinking here from our friend. Yeah, a little bit of conversation. Look at the pose, too. He's got like the fingers of the philosopher.
He's thinking.
The Play-Doh.
And Tom Clancy was telling him, like, hey, bro, you know that's punishable, right? He's probably just like, I don't need to hear that. I'm thinking about this right now.
Don't give me extra thoughts, please.
Yeah. Oh, right away, wish you just like, it's a good thing I didn't listen to you or else I would not have won that round start.
Yeah. You do really kind of have to zone your opponent out. Just like, don't let the condition do. Listen, all is fair in bracket. And love.
Wishy manages to win the cycle barely. That last interaction before it's a little sketchy. Gets a knockdown. Overhead gets rolled out.
Yeah, best option about creeping edge is like not having to deal with the high-low.
Tried to do a stagger to a throw, but Wishy was already mastered 5A.
Yeah, has 200 bar. Don't think they could spend it. Last time they didn't spend all their bar. Yeah, trying to maintain a little bit of it. Feeling confident in these rounds. But listen, you're down a game. It's going to be scary. But very nice. Finds the perfect moment at CS.
And sometimes when you stagger pressure against someone who has chain shift available, you have to be careful because they're mashing chain shift and they see the red, they kind of just get their free way to reversal if they have one.
Exactly.
So usually sometimes it's okay to let them kind of like jump CS for nothing and then take your turn back and apply pressure after.
Well, sometimes too you want to go for like, you're like, this would usually be a true string, but because they shielded the first one, you could find open gaps like that. Got to slow things down. For Tom Clancy, not feeling the need. VO, spend it all.
Because you veil off, you do 20% more damage as well. So that whole sequence started with veil off, so 20% damage across the board. Now getting 10% more because he has Vorpal available. Oh no, not the TRM. Not pressing buttons when you're getting thrown.
Just like that, Tom Clancy 69 every time. Trying to finish this off, trying to send us home, trying to get you a longer break.
that'd be
we sent him in, that's the backup.
That'd be much appreciated.
Wishy though, a lot of bar.
Managing to mash out, take their turn back. Gonna get a knockdown towards the other corner. Has a lot of meters to be spent. Yes, we do.
What's it going to be? Has a lot of options to deal. No disrespect to the Yoki this time. Tom Clancy slowing things down a little bit. Yeah, no shield there either. But listen, as soon as they say slowing things down, that's the kind of thing. If you're slow for too long, your opponent can take advantage of it. You got to know when to switch it back on.
Plus frames, goes back to the other side of the screen. Oh, stances up, gets a hit, doesn't get the confirm.
Yeah, a couple of unfortunate drops from Tom Clancy. You cannot afford to give these up, especially when you put yourself punishable. Going to lose his health lead here. Wish you can definitely bring this back.
Cycle's coming to a close kind of relatively soon. Tom Clancy waiting for his turn. He's okay with giving up the cycle if it means he gets his throw. And now he gets his corner pressure.
Yeah, what are we going to see here? Yeah, the dash block trying to bait out the CS, which is taking advantage of that. Very aware of the RPS. Nice blocks. Perfect time for a challenge. Super brave 2A. Has IW? I don't think so. Yeah.
But this is looking really good for Real-Time Clancy. Has Celestial. Overhead comes through. Change shifts, gets the W, and takes the set 2-0.
Yeah, unfortunately, was trying to stagger a little too much, especially when you come down to the very end of it. You think, I've got to outplay them in a big way right now. So often you're like, I'll do the one hit, go for a tick throw. They're already in hit stun. Get all messed up. But it is the trademark of a strong player. Maintain composure. Find it. Just go move on to the next thing. Keep it rolling.
Yes, sometimes it's hard to have the composure when you're like, all right, I'm getting overwhelmed. What am I supposed to do? Sometimes just like a little down backing for a little bit to assess the situation. Then you can figure out, okay, I can try to mash here, use some system mechanics to get around whatever it is they're doing. And if you're successful, you get your time back. But fighting games are pretty fast paced nowadays.
Oh,
you don't get that luxury. But that's what makes good fighting game players great.
Yes, you got to have that fast decision making. Sometimes you got to make the decision before the event even happens. Just have that locked and loaded. And speaking of being ready for what comes next, soon, I know you're not going to be passing the baton. I will be. Said this baton is mine, bro. I'm winning the Olympics on my own. But this seat will be replaced with Tabby. Coming back after the break. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. I've been Chunk Brixon.
I'm Fox.
Catch you later.